Cool. Now I'll go back. So this area right in here.
That one right there, that precise one. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that does look like a good range. I guess we'll just have to see what price does today, because from what I can tell, price is definitely shifting to the downside. Like we have this going on, you know, and that's been happening, but then it's starting to like really reverse. And as of lately, the last 24 hours, it's really tanked. And that's the news event right there. That's what caused this. But I think we all know now, like, news is really just banks. Like, it's just an excuse for the banks to make huge moves. It's not really like the news itself has anything to do with it. I feel like people just think it does.
Yeah, the banks kind of just take advantage of them and
play that's honestly
the narratives that they wanted.
I believe that. That's true.
Yep. So, well, that's right now. I mean, if we're going to take a short, I would be looking for something like this to happen, you know, and then that's a great confirmation entry. And that's essentially exactly what I took.
Here, hit the auto on your thing.
Yeah, no, it always gets screwed up. That's essentially what I took yesterday. This one right here. I mean, this was just like a, you know, we're trending down and we're breaking structure. And this is on the minute one that I was doing this. So I saw, you know, it just prices zigzagging. It's making lower highs. And then, excuse me, right here breaks this structure. And I'm like, all right, there's even liquidity right there. And so then we're just sitting here on the lab yesterday and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to put a limit order. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. So we're going for the range, initiation, mitigation, and then continuation. And we get in right here at the mitigation phase. So yeah, that's it. That's all I'm looking for now. I used to do risk entries where like maybe I would take a buy like out of here and then like try to take it up, you know, from this point right here. Price comes up, comes down, be like, okay, sweet, I'm gonna get in, and it works. But it's almost like inducement, and it's also a counter trend trade because we have the confluences of broken structure to the downside right here, a lower high. I mean, that was pretty much what did it for me. Even like right here, let me replay this real quick. If we're looking at price from this standpoint, I can understand why this might look like a reversal is happening right here, right? Because we come down and then we do break this low, but then we create a higher low, right? And now we're breaking this structure. But as we can see, price just falls back down, and that's what enticed me. And then from that, it breaks the structure again. So that's why it's good to wait. Like some people may have entered a buy limit right in this area. And I mean, it didn't work out, which is fine. And that's why I was looking to sell right here, and it worked out. Anyone else want to, I guess, do like a trade recap or share anything?
No, I mean, yesterday actually, I guess, you know what, I was saying in the guys how like I was actually able to mark up some really, really good plays. But I don't know, at the moment of maybe executing, I wasn't able to do it too properly. But actually, kind of what I did yesterday, I did
Do you want to share your screen?
Oh, I mean, sure.
Yeah, that'd be helpful. Here, I'll make you a co-host.
Okay, let me share my desktop. Okay, there. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted the higher time frame. That's why, like, I got a little, this is looking
Yeah.
kind of messy. I actually just cleaned up like yesterday's price action. I mean, yesterday's markup, so that's why it's all empty. But yeah, I actually got into the market kind of when it was like 7:20 around exactly this time. And what did I see? I was like, okay, first of all, I understood that the higher time frame was bearish, that we made what if it was at a lower high, correct?
Yeah.
And we were expecting a lower low. So I'm like, okay, I can do both. I can do buys and sells, but understand that the ones that I'm gonna be able to hold and maybe get some good stuff out of it would be the sells. So I got in when price was like around here. I got around where price was here, and I was like, okay, what am I seeing right now? First of all, and these types of entries, I really love them. That we do have liquidity sitting down here, okay? And I'm like, okay, why do we have liquidity in this point? Why is this liquidity? Of course, we also have here, but more important to me, why is this one here? And I'm like, oh, because we have our range right here. I actually went to the lower time frame and I was able to see how how the range was like this, so something like that.
Yep.
But this for me is inducement. They're trying to get
Yeah.
all of the early sellers with this part. So, I guess somebody in retail would have like a support and resistance, right?
Mhm.
And, they would have
100%.
the resistance here, they would get here, they would get wicked out, and then the price would come back down. So that's what also gave me a lot of confidence in this buy. So that buy started happening. I started seeing the reaction out of it. And when I started seeing this, I'm like, oh, I know this price action. I went down to the seconds, and sure enough, pretty much what we were having was mitigation to mitigation. So we would have sell buy before the sells that would cause a break of structure, and all of them could literally be like possible entries. We had this buy to sell here, this one right here, which broke structure. I don't think this one got tapped if I'm not mistaken, but I kind of just kept on going down. I'm like, okay, sell buy to sells that broke structure, and I'm like, oh, this could also be one. So yeah, I mean, this could all have been possible reentries. Now, this is something that at least I wanted, like for example, I wanted to hold until this point right here, and I'm like,
Yep.
okay, I could take the sells here. I could even hold them longer, but I didn't got in this part right here, and me not getting at the top could mean that price could just like come back, mitigate this area, and then go down. So most likely I could have been stopped down, and yes, price could have kept going down. But just understanding that I am not in the top of the you know what I mean? Yeah,
Top range.
yeah, I'm top of the range. And yeah, I obviously noticed that pretty much what overall we were doing, we were actually leaving protected highs, that's a protected high.
Right.
This was a
Right.
protected high. And then going to the lower time frame, to the seconds, it was a protected, it was a protected, it was a protected.
Yep.
And yeah, there was so many entries that I actually saw there. One that perfectly, I think it was this one that perfectly tapped the 50% and then it kind of just melted down. So yeah, at least for that, it was that. So then price kept on going. Oh yeah, this one right here, perfectly with the 50% and then it kept on going down. And because of how tight the stop loss was, because we're in the seconds, it was actually like 1 to 8, 1 to 9, like
Yeah.
that. So yeah, at this point, I saw a reaction, and here, let me go back to the minute. I saw a reaction, but I was like, okay, this is not having the strong momentum that we have,
Mm.
and it actually broke it. And I'm like, all right, so this of course was a week, like a week high. And also in the moment when I was seeing these trades, I understood, oh, okay, this actually failed to break like major structure, because yeah, this was a break, this was a break, this was a break, this was a break, but the overall structure we were managing was this and this. So to like, this was a week low for me, which could have been a targeting point, at least to begin with. Afterwards, I started seeing how there was like reversal in price action, and um Actually, like literally when this point, I was waiting for this because in the second time frame we could see like there was a break of structure, then we had this right here, and that could
Right.
have been a possible hedge into this point of interest, but I literally went to the bathroom in that moment, so I wasn't able to capitalize on it. And yeah, what we need to understand is that price throughout all of this, um, the majority, I'm gonna admit this guy, even if you don't mind. In the majority of all of this, like, all of this buy before the sales were actually being mitigated. But we actually did have the major one. So, me getting rid out of this, this
Right.
range right here, this range was actually not mitigated. And well, this is actually the trade recap that you did that you did
It's
yesterday.
exactly, I was gonna say, that's exactly the one. And I see
Yeah.
the inducement before. Do you see it right before it reaches
Absolutely.
up?
Yeah. Right
Yeah.
here, we have all of
Mhm.
this as inducement.
Right.
And honestly, what I guess what I like the most out of it is that, I mean, you said this, so like I don't mean to be taking credit or anything.
No, you're good.
Like I do trade the seconds and I do trade the 1 minute, but
Yeah.
overall we have to look like have an idea of what the maybe the 5 minute, the 10 minute, the 15 minute is doing, and understanding that this is actually a confirmation entry because all we did
Exactly.
was lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low,
Mhm.
and all of this retracement you could be like, oh, it broke structure, we're going up, but this is just a lower high. And then what do we know about all of this? That if this is actually a swing point that failed to break structure, then what does that mean? Oh, that it's a weak high that is going to be taken. So this
Yep.
right here, at least I'm targeting this. Then, you could go more meta and understand, okay, I am getting in top of the lower high, which means that I could go maybe to the 15 minutes and see what type of possible reaction areas I could have. So for example, you could have taken that trade to this week at least, as it was like a
Yeah.
buy before the sell. So yeah, that was kind of my thought process. And but after that, I had some IRL stuff, so I kind of just logged off. So yeah, that was
Yep.
kind of what I saw yesterday, and coming into today, I'm kind of just building my narrative, and I'm understanding. All right, Jesus, um, I'm kind of just building my narrative, and I'm like, okay, so you know, we on the higher time frame, I was actually expecting, or well, not well, yeah, I was kind of thinking is like, okay, something that we could see is that if we look at it, we're just making just one impulse to the upside. This was
Yep.
going to be like all of this price action right here would be just a retracement, and maybe in this range or in this range, we could see, create a higher low
Right.
in the higher time frame, so then look for higher prices. But now when this happens, I'm like, okay, we adapt. That's not the narrative that is being played out. So I
Right.
understand that we broke a lot of major structure. This was a major structure point for me, also this one. But when I see this, for example, when I see this range, I'm like, okay, it was a range that had a lot of momentum, that it created, like, that it broke some structure, took liquidity out. And also, actually before doing it, like it was a lot of liquidity buildup. So I guess this could be a possible point where we could see a reaction. But then again, if we do take a buy, we would be in a counter trade, which is completely fine by me. I love doing ping pong of price, but just understand that where our stops would need to be. So I guess overall the sell, it could be something that we could hold into maybe lower points like this one's over here.
Yep.
But we just have to react, just have to see what happens.
Right.
For I guess possible ranges that would call my interest, of course this one and this one would be the major ones because there was so much volume that occurred during them.
Yeah.
So but I guess we could go down to the 1 minute and for example, right now we're having a retracement. Yeah, I don't know. I just need to see what's going on. So yeah,
I
that's
could
kind of
totally see price coming back up today just because
Yeah.
it's such a huge imbalance. And
yes.
yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what happens, but
Yeah, the algo was
That's what I was thinking. Probably a chance for it to go along with the imbalance.
yeah,
yeah.
just waiting
yeah.
for the schematic to play out. And yeah,
That's kind of
Hey,
my recap.
How you
it
guys
looks like
doing?
it is playing out.
Here you go.
Brandon, it's Dilip. Yo, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Dylan,
Yeah,
what's
good,
up?
man. How you doing, Chris? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm
What's up,
good.
Dilla?
How you doing, Winston?
Ah, doing great. How are you?
Cool, cool. Brandon, did you hang on to that partial?
Oh yeah, I did actually fully hit take profit right at exactly at 2 o'clock too, right when the news came out. It
Shit.
was crazy.
Some epic move there, man.
Yeah, no, I was pretty happy about it.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Yo, Winston, what do you think of like my analysis? Is there something that you think I could be looking out more for? Like,
I mean, that was great analysis. That was more in depth than I went into in the, in the
Oh.
breakdown. Well, because like when I got on the charts yesterday, it wasn't until about 8:30.
right.
Just been tired, man. I just slept in a bit, and yeah. So when I got on, it's like this move already happened, and I saw that happening from over here. I was like, I'll just wait. So I just waited, and then this happened, and then I was like, all right, well, it's clearly gonna sell. So that was pretty much it. Just the simple range, initiation, mitigation, continuation.
Right.
If only I didn't have a take profit, right?
Yeah. If only you forgot.
Hey Winston, sorry, can I just?
Yep.
As I'm still in a learning stage, so
Sure. Ask away.
yeah, I've gone through all the charts and all the causes, and the thing I'm having problem with is with is going down to the 1 minute. You see, you have just created initiation.
Yep.
Mitigation and the arrow thing. You
The
just draw
continuation.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, continuation. So when I go down to the 1 minute chart,
Yep.
it's just that I'm not able to visualize this at all. So my initiation will go to the half of where the arrow goes down. So then I
Right
will
here.
like a little bit the first arrow down.
Yep.
No, sorry.
This one.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So
gotcha.
I would be like going halfway through and then go up. No, there's a range going up. So that would be my mitigation. Then what comes down would be a continuation. So I still have some kind of a visualization issues on going down to the first 1 minute.
So are you usually
maybe-
starting on a higher time frame then?
So I still haven't got my aha moment yet. So
Yeah.
do you guys have any advice on how you guys overcome this problem?
Yeah. So basically like a month ago, 1 month's time ago, maybe a little more, but I was in kind of a similar situation as you. I wasn't seeing these moves playing out. And honestly, I took 11 losses in a row just from not, really knowing what I was doing, I guess. I just kind of like took the course. I understood the content to an extent. And then after that, I just went right into live trading. Now, keep in mind, I was risking like $10 a trade. So it's not anything crazy. And you could do even less when you start. Like you could risk like pennies, honestly, if you wanted to. And it just boosts your confidence. Like to lose a bunch and then to get winners is the best feeling, because it's like, all right, I'm learning through trial and error. So basically, let's rewind this a little bit. All right, so this was June 15th. This is 2 days ago. Get rid of this. So what you're looking for, keep in mind, the schematic is always the same, whether it's a buy or sell. With a buy, it's going to look like this, your range, initiation, mitigation, continuation.
Yeah.
With the sell, it's the same thing, just upside down. Your range, initiation, mitigation, continuation. Now, these are confirmation entries, right? So like, there is the risk entry side. I don't recommend doing that. I don't do that. It's risky. It's called a risk entry for a reason. There's no need to take it when you could take, you know, like, I don't know, you could take a confirmation entry, like, you know. So right here, this was actually the other day, I had a limit order set. So we'll just go see why. So price is coming down, right? Then it starts to break up. And I actually took a risk entry right here and got stopped out by like a pip or two. But then price ends up coming back up, right? So it's kind of doing its thing, and then it breaks up again. So I'm like, okay, great. Now, what are we seeing about this? I'll show you as we go along. This is the range right here, this part.
Yeah.
What's this part?
Initiation.
Initiation.
Yeah.
What are we looking to have happen?
Mitigation.
Mitigation and then
and
continuation.
Continuation. Yeah.
Now with this one, it is, I guess it's a, you could, I don't know. This is a tricky situation because it's starting to come down. We're seeing bearish momentum, but now it's reversing. But overall, this chart looks pretty bullish if you ask me on the minute one, right? Which is why it is important to take, you know, in account the higher time frames. So now that we look at this, we can see this is definitely bearish. And price had recently just broke the lows.
Yeah.
You know, not that they were super strong. Is everyone following me? Just want to make
Yes.
sure. Okay, awesome. So
Makes sense.
this is a counter trend trade, but you're doing it with a little bit more confirmation. So like, let's say this is exactly what you would draw out right here. You'd go, I'd take that, I'd take it from the top of the range. Now for me, I always trade with a 2 pip stop loss. So that would be about right there. I'd actually go in, refine it a little bit, but that'd be right about right there, right? So you could set your limit order and then maybe target this. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. Target this high. So like a 1 to 5, maybe a 1 to 6. I don't know. Just because you don't know when price is going to reverse. So let's see what happens. So taps us in right there.
Yeah.
And then price goes up, taps us out. Okay, and that's
Wow,
that,
that's a cool trade, man.
right? And that's it.
Yeah.
And so this is one of those situations.
So
We
I
get
gotta
wicked
try.
in, we get wicked out. That's how it was yesterday, though. At first, when I took that sell, we got wicked in, and then I got barely tapped out in take profit.
Maybe I should start with this kind of small trades in a demo, and then
Yeah. Well, this is
see how
what's
it
going to make
goes.
it like, because you could risk, let's say we're on the 4-hour chart and we want to do this, or yeah, let's just go 4-hour. And we're looking to take a sell, right? So like, let's say right now we're like, okay, this is our range, right? On the 4-hour chart. And we're just going to go short, you know, because confirmation entry, which it is. Look at what your stop loss has to be. Like 169 pips to have it be just above the range. And then, yeah, you can make a lot, but at that point, that's still only a 1 to 5.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're doing this on the minute one for the reason of you can do the same thing. The markets are fractal. So we're just going to risk less. We're going to be in the trade for way less. And honestly, I don't know about any of you other guys, but like I used to trade exclusively on the higher time frames. And for me, it would be, I'd take a trade and, you know, my trades would be sometimes swing trades. And I just really hated the fact that sometimes I'd be in a trade for 2-3 days just to have it end up losing.
Eesh. Yeah.
Like, and it's like, okay, if I'm going to lose this, I'm going to lose it in a minute or two of getting into it, pretty much almost every time. Like, price is either going to do what you think it's going to do, or you're going to get stopped out, and then it's done and you don't have to worry about it. So was that helpful at all?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
not
it
really?
is. It's very helpful. Yeah. Another thing I got a issue is, I think this is more of a psychological kind of thing.
Mhm.
I was doing some retail trading before, and before I gave up, and then the issue that I'm having with this our way of trading is the retail portion of that knowledge is still intact with me. So whenever I try to analyze a chart,
Yeah.
the previous retail way of trading comes in between to mess up the analysis. So is there a way how we can prevent that or improve on that? Or did you guys went through the whole?
Well-
I'm sure most of us went through retail training before we came to this. So how did you guys cope with that?
I think for me, it was just learning that retail didn't really work
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
I was like that. I don't know. You could try to forget, maybe.
Do you know what I think you should do? You should actually write it down that these are your rules for
Yeah, it's a good idea.
observing what should happen according to smart money concepts.
Mhm.
And that way you can't deviate away from, you know, the rules of what you've written down
Right.
based on, because I had that problem. I mean, I eventually just got over it mentally.
Yes.
But you know, everyone's made of different material, so you might need to just write it down and have that in front of you. And that way, when you're looking at things, if you feel yourself looking at a double top, refer back to your written
Yeah.
down rules and say, well, double tops don't exist in what I've written, so
Right.
you know it's bullshit what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
I'd like to say
Thanks,
two
man.
things.
Thanks.
Yeah, go for it.
First, Winston, Price just reacted of like that insight bar, and it just created a break of structures. So, you
Yeah.
know, there's cool stuff happening.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
there's that. And so for you, what's your name? Sorry,
Sean.
Sean. Okay, nice to meet you, man.
Anyway.
You know, I guess the biggest struggle that you're having right now, not to get too deep into it, but us humans, we have a conscious and a subconscious mind. And our subconscious is, of course, like, you know, why we do the things that we do, our conducts, deep knowledge, all the information that we have. And, you know, it gets to a point where we know something so much that it goes into our subconscious and we don't even have to think about it. And we see, oh, okay, that's a 61.8 Fibonacci retracement, or, you know, those types of things that you learned before. So the main issue that you're seeing right now in this moment is that you've gotten your body accustomed to all of those retail concepts, and
Yep.
it's,
Yeah.
it's pretty much in your subconscious. That's what your body is used to. So the biggest process that you have to do right now is not even about learning smart money concept. Yes, of course, but you have to unlearn all of your retail concepts so that then you can learn smart money concepts in the best way possible, which, you know, it would be like, that would be harder for, rather than someone who just knows about trading and then gets into smart money concept and, you know, he's good. So that's like, I guess, the process that you have to go through, and what that is going to help you the most with that, you know, like just, I guess, back testing and seeing all of this smart money concepts play out. And also during your markups, you can see, like, you could be like, oh, okay, so this is why this would work and not this one. Because for example, I don't know if you were here when I was just marking up in the beginning and I was talking about something
Yeah.
called inducements. And I said, oh, retail traders could see this as a resistance, but actually they would all get screwed. I would get into the right sell and then, get a really good margin. And then you'd be like, oh, and I guess those are the moments that shock your brain and are like, oh, this is really the true way, and this is where I must dedicate my interest to. So it's something that is just gonna come with experience. There's a lot of information out there on the process of learning and the process of unlearning, which is more difficult, even more so. But
Mm.
you're gonna get there. Just give it time, have patience, go through the material, practice a lot, show yourself that all of this works because we can demonstrate it to you millions of times,
Yeah.
but when you're able to do it yourself and see your things play out, it'd be like, oh, okay, this you'll just get accustomed to it.
Exactly. So when I was
Well
looking at the
said,
chart,
For sure.
yeah. So when I saw you marking out the chart, yeah, I told myself, yeah, it makes sense. Then I was telling myself, why didn't I see that? Yeah. So I think that is the thing. So I just need to work on doing more charts and markups
Yeah.
and
But
see what
no
works and what
problem.
doesn't work. Yeah. Okay, thanks, man. Thanks.
No problem, man.
Yeah, I think if you could write it out to the point to where you could teach it, almost like to someone else, then you'll retain it much better. Then you're no longer looking at, resistance or support and that type of perspective. You're actually seeing the range, the initiation, mitigation, continuation.
Yeah.
But if you want to actually get it to a point to where you can teach it to someone else, like a child, if you could write it down, then your ability to retain it and see it that way becomes that much stronger. I think that's basically what Christopher was saying, but just figured I'd throw my 2 cents in for how I
Yeah.
learned it.
Yeah,
I
don't
think
overthink anything.
that's a
If you
good.
don't understand it, just ask the question and then try to keep it in the simplest form. Because when I start overthinking things earlier, it just
Mm.
up a whole lot, or overthinking or thinking it's too hard. I don't think it's too hard or it's too easy. Just a bunch of different things that come together to make it all have sense.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Follow the money, as they say.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks,
Um,
guys.
So, like right now, I'm not doing anything, and I'll tell you why. So we do have, well, this is the big reason. We have this new high created, right? But then this new low. I want to see this break down more, and then I'll look for a sell. Or break above one of these points over here to look for a buy back up, right? Because like we could see either one of those things happening. But I don't know. What's your guys' thoughts on this? I'm hanging tight for now.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch
waiting
it. You
for
see
the
the break of
schematic.
structure that came down right now, but I'd like to see a confirmation before going short.
Right, exactly. Because like right here, I'm looking at this and it's like as it's not really a trend line anymore. You know what I mean? We've protected lows, protected lows, protected lows, protected lows, and it didn't even come down and break that. So once it does, breaks one of these areas right in here, I'm going to look for a short. However, that doesn't happen and we get something that looks like, we get price shooting up, which it could happen. The reason I'm hesitant though is because yes, it's breaking structure, but it hasn't broken any like past structure yet, This right here, perfect sell opportunity. I just wasn't awake at 5:18 this morning, so. But the reason being is, if we go back, we know price is selling. And then boom, it breaks the structure again. And this is the point, these two. So you could set a limit order, honestly, at both if you wanted to. Let's see how this one would play out. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a win, like just in the parameters I use, which is 2 pips. Ooh, close one. But yeah, so does that make sense, guys? Why you would take a short there? And I mean, I know it already happened, so it's kind of cheating, but at the same time, it's a perfect schematic.
Yeah, I looked at that this morning, wishing I was up earlier.
Yeah,
So
right,
the
'cause
exact
it's
same one.
range, initiation, mitigation, continuation. Now, something to keep in mind, this is the schematic, but you're also following price action. Why take it here? You know, why take a sell there than anywhere else? And the reason is we get a break of structure to the downside, which confirms which way we're going. This low is broken. So it's like, okay, this was the top of the range that caused that, right? Because we had this and a little dip, came back up, boom. So we get in, and I mean, you could honestly, I probably would have targeted the low right here. So that would have been about 20 pips though, and that's pretty good. I mean, like, that's a 1 to 10 for me, because I'm using 2 pips for a stop loss. So
Oh,
but yeah,
Jesus.
for now it's a lot of chilling. So now we get a break.
Yeah, if it breaks past 19,260, I'll look for shorts. And if
Yep.
it breaks past that high, I'll probably look for buys.
Yeah, that's a good idea. 260, you want the bottom of the structure broken, you know, and that's a better way to play it, because what you can do, and thank you for saying that by the way, because what you can do is you can play in between the moves, right? Like this is a break of structure, that is that, but like when we're looking at it from this standpoint, even if you just zoom out a bit, you see the entire moves. You know, this happened, this arrow went down to here. We're looking for a break and a retest at some point. If price continues, if it happens to shoot up, then potentially we could look for a buy, depending if it breaks some structure up here. So we'll see. We got time. I got 2 hours and 8 more minutes of trading today.
And also, Winston, the range I showed you earlier, when it was just me and you, it just wicked off that area and it's going up again. So let's see what happens.
What range is that?
The one we spoke of this morning, it was.
Oh, this one right here. Yeah, you took it by, right?
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah. Well, that was a nice like scalp almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't enter where I liked it, so I closed it. I got money out of it, but I didn't like where my entry was, so I closed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see this going down, honestly. I'm waiting for the confirmation.
Yeah, no, it's just I like me seeing like those highs that were protected at a point to be taken now, like that might just help your liquidity.
Yeah.
And I was actually also expecting price to go a little higher, but then when I started to react out of that inside bias and create a break of structure, like, you know, that I guess that's kind of what's telling me that we might continue lower.
Yeah. So we'll just have to see. And this is the part of trading where you just kind of watch. Don't get aggressive. Don't force a trade. Like, if it happens, great. But know the schematic, and yeah, that's all you can do. Play some Xbox, whatever you want.
Yeah. Could have gotten the short at 462 Keegan. Yeah, I mean, you could have, but the thing is that like overall we were expecting at least, you know, because of all of the liquidity built up to the upside, we were maybe expecting price to go a little higher. So I mean, you could have taken that, and you'd be really, really, really happy right now. But that would be more of a risk entry. You know, I guess if that works for you, that works for you. But it is a risk.
I don't know. I see it did break two structures on the way going down, so it would have been a good sell. But yeah, I just thought with all the imbalance on the left,
Yeah.
it
Oh
would
yeah,
be
yeah,
going
yeah.
long.
No, I actually literally just marked out a cell that is playing out like a charm. Like, you know, I didn't took it, but yeah, I kind of just. Could I share my screen a little bit?
Yep,
All right, thank you.
should be good to
It's-
go.
Yeah, no, it's like a really, you know, it was like a really, I guess, kind of, I don't know, weird kind of one, but yeah, I saw the reaction off of this brick structure. That's telling me that, you know, this could possibly be the lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, all of that. Just, you know, just because of the fact that it broke structure. Um, you know, when I saw all of this, I'm like, okay, let's go down a little bit to see what's going on. And, you know, seeing the sell to buy right here. I mean, normally I mark them out like this, but you know, this could have been a sell to buy. This be equal highs in order for it to be an inducement. You know, in order to be inducement, just get the 50% of that, and you know that could have possibly been an entry at the moment. But at the end of the day, you know, eh, we do still need to see at least some major structure points being taken out before. You know, I guess this could have been some really good RR in the moment, but you know, I
Yep.
guess we need to see a little more confirmation on things in order to be able to capitalize on those moves right there.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that was literally it. Yeah, I'll stop.
Yeah, I'll be right back, guys. I'm just gonna go get some coffee real quick.
Yeah, man, all good.
Anybody have any questions or concerns this week? Do you guys do all this week, or how'd it go?
Oh well, I mean, this week was real good. I guess I was focusing mainly on the observation,
Yeah,
but like I don't know, I was having that issue that I talked about yesterday in the group where like I would see opportunities and not take them.
right.
Yeah, it's of course like a psychological thing, and I kind of just need to start, you know,
Yeah,
like yeah, I
honestly,
guess seeing all of these traits that like I'm observing and playing out, I guess that will slowly build up my confidence in order to then pull the trigger.
right. Yeah, honestly, I think last week, the week prior, my confidence was almost shot, but like I knew everything. I knew what to do. It was just a matter of executing it. And
Yeah.
like once you just step back and trade what you see and what you know is gonna happen, everything just works out, just falls into place. Shoot, my laptop's probably gonna die. I'll be right back. Get a charger.
Yeah. Oh wait, wait, that's sorry. Let me mute. I'll just share my screen so that we have something in this one. Something that I did wanted to add is that like I said before, like looking at the higher time frame things of it, um, you know, what is this? A lower high, lower low, retracement, fails to break. Well, like I guess we could go even a little more like in depth. So for example, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Once we're not able to break this structure right here, what does that mean? It's liquidity, it's gonna be taken. So we come down. What did we do right now? A retracement. And seeing how price was not able to break any of these major areas right here, then this is most likely gonna be taken as it is a weak low. So then we could expect a lower low to be made.
Yeah, it's good showing that on the higher time frame.
Yeah,
How that plays out. I have too much lately been looking at 1 minute, and I have to actually step back and look at a 4 hour, or at least 1 hour.
yeah. Oh, I'm not in it. I like it.
Yeah, that was a thing of mine too. I thought 1 minute would be like the holy grail, and I will see something react and it won't go my way, and I'm like, man, I just missed it. So then when I go to the 5 minute, it's a little bit, it's more cleaner, and it reacted there perfectly for a reason. So now if I have my 1 minute that I mark stuff up on too, but I think most of my trades that I'm doing well on are coming off of something on the 5 minute, but then when I go on the 1 minute, I could see where exactly I'm pinpointing.
Yeah, for your
Exactly.
entry, that's a sniper entry, like
Yeah.
what Winston was talking about with the 2 pip stop loss. I try to do that as best that I can. Sometimes I'm
Yep.
not getting my mitigation just right, and I'll get stopped out, even though I'm going in the right direction. I'm trying to get the better RR, and I have to be a little cautious with that too.
Yeah.
Something to keep in mind is, honestly, I feel like with this style of trading, we should put a higher emphasis on inducement, because that's
Yes.
like, that really like screws
What,
with
what do you
people.
mean
Like
when you say
yesterday,
that? What do you mean from the perspective that we should put a higher perspective on that? If you don't mind me asking.
I just think I feel like that's something to consider, like, or put at a higher, I don't know how to word this, like,
Yeah, I
be
know.
So
more
let me-
cautious about it. That's
Mm,
because that's
okay.
that's something that emotions, that's inducement is just letting emotions get involved, and usually that doesn't end up well. I'm not saying
No.
that you do that. I'm not like accusing you of that at all.
No,
I'm just
you're
saying,
cool, man.
Yeah.
It probably is more true than not. Yeah.
You emotional mess.
It's just something to consider. I had it in, if you watch the trade breakdown I did yesterday, there I talked about that just a little bit, where it did actually look like inducement. It most definitely was, and people got in the cells, and then price ends up shooting up. I recommend using limit orders for that exact reason, so that because doing market execution, I feel like even that actually involves emotion, and a limit order does not at all,
That's a
because
good point.
you know what I mean? Because like you'll
Yep.
see prices coming down to that range, and you're trying to get snipe the best entry, but in the reality, it's like if you just let it run via limit order, like if you let your trades get activated like that, there is no emotion at all.
True. Very true.
Yep.
That's a good point. No, I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, no, guys, I can tell you that for me, the things that real like I guess the two biggest things that have actually helped me, and I don't know, I guess maybe call it the aha moment, but that's a really strong term. But the two biggest things that were for me were knowing how to properly introduce the higher time frame into the analysis and inducements. Like those were literally the two things that after I started noticing them and I started doing all of them, it was like, okay, that's the way. Why? Because for example, something that would end up happening is that I would just only look at the 1 minute, and I would take trades, and I would get, it would be okay. I would get like a 1-2-3, 1-2-5, 1-2-6, 1-2-4, and like that's completely fine. But the thing is that if you understand the higher time frame perspective, you're going to be able to get much better RR trades because you understand truly what are the intentions of the BFIs. What do I mean by this? For example, if I would have gotten in a sell, I don't know, let's say that right here, range initiation, mitigation, continuation, creation of liquidity, to then sweep and then take, I could have been like, oh, I'm just going to target the structure point, right? But then looking at the higher time frame, I understand the price overall before it has like somewhere that it would have a decent reaction or something that it could be a reversal, it's actually going to be in this point right here. So you could literally take that trade and hold it down to here because of that same reason. For example, let's say that we get a buy here. What does that mean? That we're going to be doing a big retracement. What can we do with that information? That if we do a buy, we will get a reaction from every single range because that's how it works. But we can understand that we can hold it into those important ones at discount pricing. And pretty much what I do nowadays, and that's what has helped me the most and be able to do something, pretty much what has helped me the most is literally to just go on the 4-hour for when sometimes I go to the weekly, the daily to kind of see maybe what's going on. And then I start up from there and I'm like, okay, what are the intentions? Okay, we're making lower prices until this zone. So if I get in a sell, I am not going to target 1 minute or 5 minute or 10 minute structural points. I'm going to be targeting the 4-hour structural points. And I mean, you could go even deeper and go like to the weekly and like literally say, oh, okay, so, what's going on right now? We had this point of interest in the weekly, we just reacted off of it. This actually failed to this actually weekly point failed to break the structure, which means that it's a week that it's going to be taken. Like technically speaking, you could literally take out a play that will hold until this range right here, as this could be inducement for this. But of course, that's going to be way too much time. So like that's annoying. But you can do it. You know what I mean? So knowing the higher time frame is going to help you filter out so many trades. It's going to help you better your take profits and your stock and yeah, pretty much everything so much because you actually have an understanding. It's so easy to get lost in the 1 minute. It's so easy to get lost in the seconds, which I've traded a bunch on. And sometimes like you can literally forget what's going on and then understand. I'm like, oh, if I just zoom out and I see the bigger picture, then I can actually understand what's going on. And that's the thing. And that's pretty much what Wisdom was saying. Yeah, we could only use the 4-hour, but our stops would be huge. So what do? We make those really huge point of interest, and then we just look for reversals at the zones. Could be in the 5 seconds, the 15 seconds, the 30 seconds, the 1 minute, the 5 minute, whatever works for you. But then you're getting at the bottom of the range, which means that you could hold it until those points. So yeah, I guess that's why higher time frame was so. And I mean, and because of these types of things that I'm telling you, is like if I were to have looked at this cell, for example, that I had marked out here, I could see a retracement and I could get scared. But no. What's the higher time frame telling me? Okay, maybe not the higher time frame, but like a higher time frame is telling me that okay, this is a weak low. It's going to be taken. I can hold a trade until there. There's no issue because this failed to break structure, right? So these are the types of confidence that you're gonna get because overall what's going on. You understand that kind of like the higher time frame movements are going to dictate what to a certain extent is going to happen. But with the lower time frames, you're gonna get the best stops, the best entries, the best RR, and all. So yeah, I'm telling you guys this because like this is really what was a really big game changer for me, understanding that properly. And for the other part, it was actually the whole inducement thing, which is what which was what Weston was talking about, because there can be a lot of situations where we could have a range, an initiation. We think that we're actually coming back into a range, but we barely missed it. So then, for example, we're like, you know, what was in, oh, we get all emotional, we start feeling bad. So then we start taking a trade there. Price reacts, takes you out, and then it makes the actual movement that you were expecting. And this is something that you're going to be seeing a lot of time, because what is going on here? Simply that price is creating liquidity. Why is it creating liquidity close to a range, close to anywhere? Because it's trying to get out the early sellers. Yeah, it's inducing the early sellers. It's also inducing the buyers, and it just takes them out, and then it continues that. So, you know, you just became liquidity. and I guess the best way to go around that is understanding. So, for example, that's why there was an example that I had put in out. Oh yeah, the one of yesterday, the one that was talking about, is actually a really good example of it, because, you know, you could have, I guess, you know, you could have just gotten in and then maybe had a really bad RR, just because you would have gotten in at the open when it does tap the 50% and all it was doing was creating liquidity. Okay, I know this is like not the example, but for example, let's say that you would have gotten a buy here. What is all of this? This is just a stacking up of liquidity. What? For this actual movement to occur. You know, it's an FU candle that takes a lot of that liquidity, and then we have the movement that we were expecting to the downside. And as I'm telling you, this is going to happen many more times than not. And I guess that can be the tricky thing of following price and doing all of those things. Let's say that this didn't happen. Let's say that this didn't make sense. But, you know, somebody could be following mitigation to mitigation and understand that it's like, oh, I'm just going to get in this all here. I'm just following the ranges. I am following the money. And then they would have gotten tapped in. And then they would have seen this right here and gotten stopped out. Wait, why did it happen? Oh, because this, you know, all of this was here, right here, was just liquidity to then further this move right here. Of course, like, you know, let's ignore this part right here. But I'm just telling you that, like, this is something that plays out so many times, and it's gonna help you filter out so many trades. Because, for example, if I'm gonna be taking a trade where I see, let's see, I don't know, like, for example, that I see equal lows or equal highs, or just liquidity above of my range, that always gets me thinking. It's like, okay, is this the best possible entry that we could be taking right now? Or is there liquidity above my point of interest, just because it's actually not the point of interest that is gonna get the reaction that I want? And it's just gonna be liquidity. Those are the types of questions that you're gonna be asking yourself. Because, you know, as I'm telling you, I could have taken this trade right here. I'd be like, okay, look, so it's a range that created a breaker structure and it's having a lot of momentum. Guys, why wouldn't anyone take this trade? You know, it has everything: breaker structure, momentum, and overall we're in a bearish trend, so this could be a protective low and all of that. But why didn't this play out? Oh, because it was liquidity. This right here, all of this was just gasoline for the price to do the move that I wanted to do. So what was the so then a good question that you can ask yourself, you know, keeping in mind the discount price and keeping in mind all of those things, is like, okay, we have liquidity. What is the range that is before all of the liquidity that was created? That question is going to help you a lot, because we could be then like, oh, what was the range that had liquidity? You know, the range before the liquidity was created. Oh, this range right here. And what happened? That was the range that actually ended up playing out. Why? Because all of this was just inducement. Is it just creating gasoline for them to make bullish moves to the downside? And same thing here. You know, we could see this point right here, and we're like, okay, this is a range that caused a breaker structure. You know, this was the one that broke it. But what is the issue? Oh, that we have liquidity all over this. So then, would that really be a valid point of interest? No, it just got run. Why? Because it was just taking liquidity. What was the range before all of the liquidity? The one that we pointed right here. And look at the craziest thing. You know, when we're looking, like, you know, let's say that we're looking at in the 1 minute, we have this point of interest, we have a 50% mark, you know, pretty much everything is played out. But then you see this movement right here. You know, let's imagine that this doesn't exist right there. So we're right here, and we're like, perfect. It's gonna go into a part of interest. It's gonna be great. You know, we're gonna smash it. We have our set limit here, or stop loss. You know, whatever it is, and you know, we could have targeted all of this. So amazing trade. But then what happened? You see this. You're like, oh my God, it was not this range, it was this range. You know what I mean? This is the one that is reaction of my analysis was incorrect. So then you wait for it to come to this point so that you can get a mitigation. You know, you see more momentum. There, boom, we got into the entry. And then you put your stop loss here. What happens? You got induced. Perfectly comes into a point of interest. You got induced into getting into the early sell. You just became liquidity for it to move the move. And then what happens? The move does exactly as expected. So yeah, what I'm trying to tell you guys with all of this is that always ask yourself the questions of why things are happening. Look at the liquidity, understand why is the reason of that? What is the reason of all of this price delivery? You know, when I was looking at it in the moment, I was just getting buy before the sold, buy before the sold, buy before the sold, and those were all opportunities. But after that is run, this is all liquidity. This is diagonal liquidity. So just the question that is going to save you a lot of trades is, okay, what is the higher time frame telling me? And what is the liquidity being done? And why is that liquidity being created? Am I in the right side of the, and that's the worst part, that your analysis is not even wrong. You're just on the wrong side of the market. So yeah, that was my little rant.
No, thank you. I wanted to bring up something because somebody said earlier, how do I know how to pretty much deal with inducement and what inducement is, or whatever the case was. I'm gonna share my screen.
Christopher's got to stop sharing his.
Oh, okay.
And there you go.
Sorry,
Good job,
sorry.
Chris.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, so 1 second. Share screen. My screen. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yep, we
All
got
right.
you.
So I think this was yesterday or the day before yesterday. I had my swing high and swing low, I think, marked from here to here. And I fell asleep while this happened. So you could see it hit my range once, hit my range twice, hit my range 3 times. And each time I heard it on my phone, but I was too lazy to get up, whatever. But you could say, I want to hit this range right up here. This is inducement. It's really going to come to this range. But at the same time, when you look at it, if you put a volume profiler, there's a lot of money on both sides. So sometimes depending on your risk management, you can manage your risk for both entries. And then again, that just comes with confidence and doing it over time. Because sometimes I will make a market execution based on the structure and again, range initiation mitigation, but there's certain things you notice and there's certain price points that you notice. Like I'll be scrolling through and I'll say, oh my God, this is the same price point that it hit a few weeks ago and this reacted. It may not go the same way, but that's a key level where price tends to react and do stuff off of. So yeah, I'm just saying that to say with inducement, it's just pretty much, it can be your own perspective, but also like if I were to mark up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then you have like 7 ranges. You got to also know how to filter them out.
Absolutely.
If that helps.
That's a good point. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions about anything, the inducement or?
No, what I was asking about the inducement, but I think what Winston said earlier too is setting actually buy limits or sell limits would be probably a wiser way to get better entry on them and not letting the inducements dictate.
Yeah,
makes a lot
it
of
just
sense.
takes the emotion out of it, you know.
Exactly.
So yeah. So.
Yeah,
yeah,
it doesn't
exactly.
screw up the
And
trading psychology as much. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's wise.
I could have set a limit here, but then if it went past and went up to this range, and then for whatever reason broke past that range, and I was sleeping.
Your screen's not sharing, bro.
Oh shit. 1 second.
No worries.
But yeah, also with the market execution and limits, it honestly it saves you a whole ton of time because Winston's right. Honestly, there's so many times where earlier I do market execution and then I'm like, oh wait, it's gonna hit up here now, here now, here now. So when you just set everything and just leave it and you just monitor it, you yield the best results. I promise you. What's things that you guys feel you're struggling with right now? Because honestly, like I could say for myself, there's times where I struggle even now with the lot sizes or exiting a trade early. So I'll know like my confidence level should be giving me, like I should be entering XYZ lot size with the right risk management, but I might just do 0.25. So that's something I'm still working on. I spoke to Chris about, if like once the confidence is there, and you're really confident in your trade, you could enter it with the correct lot size and wait it out, monitor it, and do the steps, so on and so forth, to have the best results for your trade.
Yeah. I do know for facts, Chris does not risk 0.5%. He risks much more, maybe like 5%, but that's
Right.
okay. You know, he's obviously he's
Yeah,
doing
he's
it
been doing
well.
it for a
So
while. Like with
Yeah,
FTMO, I don't want to play games, but if it's like my own personal account before, like I'd put 5-10%, and then I do one trade and be happy and done for the day. But
yeah,
I just be more conservative right now.
yeah. There's ways you could go about it, to be honest. Go ahead, Winston.
sorry, there's some work happening in my house right now. So if you hear
Oh,
people
okay,
talking,
okay.
that's what that is. But I was gonna say I started a FTMO challenge yesterday for 100K, and I'm only risking 0.1%. Risked $100, caught that 1 to 7. So I think I actually made $695 just because of the $5 commission, right? Hold on one sec. All right, sorry about that, guys. Anyways, I'm just risking 0.1% to start. I have like a plan. I don't know if you guys remember Alex. Does anyone here remember him from the other Discord?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
Yeah. So
Jeez.
he did have that one video on the FTMO challenge, and it was actually pretty solid. It was how to pass it, and basically like the best advice. That's the best thing he made, in my opinion. Like he said, once you get some capital, like let's say you're up like 2-3 grand, in the challenge itself, like there's no sense in risking 0.25%. You could go half or maybe even 1%, right? Especially because like if you think about it, you're timed on this, so you have 30 days to complete it, and it's totally doable. And honestly, I believe anyone in this chat definitely is capable of taking one. And if you don't pass, you should still be in, you should get the retry, right? Just because of the way we trade, it's great. So that was the best thing he said. He was like, if you are doing an FTMO challenge because of the circumstances, and this is not normal, right? Like if you're on your regular live account and you have, you're up a few grand, don't go ahead and just risk $1,000, right? Like there's no need. But when you're trying to beat a challenge, a timed challenge that is, then once you're up a few grand, feel free to risk a little more, you know what I mean? So that's all I wanted to say.
That makes sense. I mean, that's just good money management. Yeah. Risk
Yeah,
management.
because if you're up 2-3 grand, keep in mind, especially with FTMO, you get a retry if you're in any profit. Like I just started my retry I bought this challenge in December. I took it. I ended the challenge with 6 cents of profit. And it's enough for a retry, right? Because like I really was confused.
Anybody have anything
even
marked
knew about
up
smart
for
money.
today that they want to share?
Hmm?
Whether you think it's right or wrong. There's no right or wrong, just everything's being opinion based. But
What was
Anybody
that?
have anything you want to share? No.
Are you talking to me?
I don't think he was, but I
Okay.
appreciate what you were saying though. That's good.
Sorry, my volume was on low because my brother walked beside me and he was talking to me. Sorry, could you say that again?
Oh, you're good. I was just talking about basically if you're doing an FTMO challenge, you know, get into a couple grand of profit, right? And then from that point you can up the risk substantially. Like I'm starting out with risking $100 per trade.
Right.
So like, and I'm gonna keep doing that until I get to a couple grand, and then I'll up it to like 250, and then maybe
Yeah.
500. Because like once you're in a lot of profit, you can do that. Because one big trade is just gonna like double your profit if you up the risk by like 2 to 4%, or you know, 2 to 4
Yeah,
times what you're
exactly.
risking.
Right. And then also if you do, like, let's say you're using, I don't know, let's just say you're using 10 lots and then
Yeah,
you lose a trade or two, you can just trim it down to 5 lot or
5 exactly.
2.5 lot. And then once you get back to where you were,
Mm-hmm.
then you can continue again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll definitely be using 10 lots at some point. Right now, I'm just starting with 5. Like I'm
Yeah.
keeping it a base. I'm not like, I guess I'm not risking 0.1% anymore. I'm risking a little less, I guess now,
Yeah.
because I have, you know, what, 0.7% profit, right? So that would be, it's not $100 a trade now on $100,700 account is not 0.1%, you know, but I'm just going to keep it that way because
Yeah,
it's just
exactly. Like this
easier.
morning
It's
I hit
easier to
point-
manage your risk, and it's easier to keep track of wins and losses, in my opinion, doing it that way. But
Right.
totally up
This
to you
morning I
guys.
hit 0.8%. So once I hit, I think 2.5, I might increase my risk a little bit.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. Literally the same
Yeah.
thing. Like I'm waiting till I get up to a few thousand of profit, because like at that point you might as well risk 1,000, maybe not 1,000, but 500, 600, 700 bucks a trade, because
Exactly.
like you're getting timed, and it's not like you get to keep any of this money, right? And you want to pass it. You have the profit target, and
Yeah.
if you don't win those trades and you're really down bad, like just the beauty of it is you can really save yourself. Like make it so that if at worst case scenario you're going to be in profit, and like
You get a free
if
retry at
you're-
worst.
if you're 4 days out of you know, beating your challenge and you're only up like $100, I recommend just waiting. You know,
Yeah.
if you're not in a lot of profit within the last week and close to hitting it, just wait, get the free retry, and it's a reset. Like, yeah, you'll have to make some of the you know, the money is going to be gone, right? But you'll get a new like 30 days to do it.
Right.
That's what's
Right.
cool.
Exactly.
So currently right now, I don't really know. I'm not going to take any trades out of here because of this. We did not break the structure to the downside.
Yeah. Being completely
So-
honest with you guys, it's far away from that area now, but I did enter at the bottom there because there was on the
Yep.
left, there is that little range, and I saw that it didn't break all the way and it was just a little spike. So I got in again, and now I'm expecting to ride it.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so that range that's
fine.
above the second one, if it breaks that one, I'll hold it. If it doesn't, I'll get out.
No, and look, think about it. At the end of the day, like you're in a buy, right?
Yeah,
That we're coming up to a sell. You can just get in the sell.
exactly.
You lose the sell, then okay, your buy, you know, your buy is gonna make up for all of that and still make you in profit, because overall we're looking for higher prices. And if it starts reversing, then okay, you can just partial out of your buy, or maybe take
Yep.
out your buy, and you're set for both scenarios.
Yeah, and like when Chris says follow the money, he really means follow the money, because I remember 2 weeks ago I was so stuck on a sell, but I know all the larger candles are going upwards, and I'm seeing opportunities to go in on an uptrend, but my head was like, no, it's going to be a big reversal. So sometimes you can stress yourself out by that and miss out a lot of opportunities that you don't need to miss out on.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say for the record, for everyone viewing my screen, I don't have actually a limit order set here. I'm not going short on this yet because I think this is going to blast through because we didn't break this low. Now it might not, but just to save yourself some money and a headache, I'm not going to enter yet. If price had come down here and did something like this from this point, then I'm definitely going to be entering a short right there, but it didn't. And that's where price action comes in with smart money concepts, because as you see, it might blast right through here. Like,
Yeah,
any
and especially
second.
when there's no real reaction. Like right now, it looks like there's a
Exactly.
reaction, but we have
Yeah,
to, we also have to
absolutely.
give it a few seconds and see.
I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we don't have to worry about missing out a trade or something like that because
Yeah.
when we see
See?
the reaction, yeah, there
And
it
it's
is.
shooting right through right now. So that would have been a loss off the bat.
And then again, there's a larger range. There's like when I put up my chart, that range that I had right there for my
Mhm.
overall swing, my premium discount, that was in the discount, that was in the premium. So I said if it hits that
Yes.
part, whatever, I can live with not getting in there, especially
Yeah.
because I'm already in a buy. And yeah, so there's two primary ranges that I have in premium. Hopefully you guys know where it is too. I just don't want to share it right now because I want everybody to try and mark things up on their own. But
Right. I just
But
wanted
yeah.
to say nice job, Jacob. He's up 1.6% on his FTMO. He started Monday.
nice,
Yeah, man.
congrats.
Nice.
Killing it.
Keep it up. Just any advice or that I could give you would be to just protect yourself. Stay in the profit. You know what I mean? Only risk 100 or 200 a trade, because when you're hitting 1 to 7s, 1 to 10s, whatever, 1 to 15s, even 1 to 5s, it's like
Yeah,
even a 1 to 5 is great. Like, that's awesome. And then
Yeah.
I feel like that's the standard. I go for at least a 1 to 5, and then anything after that is just like,
honestly, it's
bonus.
just gravy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And once I get to 2,000, I think I'll start risking like maybe 400 a trade. But
Yeah,
even that might be-
perfect.
Yeah.
Because
that-
you could afford, and at that point, take the best trades, right? Because you can afford
Yeah.
to take a couple losses before you're back down, you know, and if you get down, like your account's at like 600, then you can go back to like risking $100 a trade. No harm in that.
Definitely.
No, and like you really like don't have to worry too much about, because like in the worst case scenario, as Western said, you already have a redraft. So just
Yeah.
only ever focus on risking your profits, not
Yep.
anything that will make you any harm.
Yeah, so if this ends up exploding out of here, I'm gonna look for buys, because protected lows right here, like if it just came down a little bit more and broke that, I totally would have gone short right here. And I bet we'd be seeing, like, I bet price would be reacting differently right now had it done that.
That's exactly my second point of entry for the buy. Right there.
Right
you
here?
see- yeah. No, right there.
Oh, right here? Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. Because
I just need to see I need to see price confirm that we are going long before, like, I want to see
Yeah.
it break up above this structure, preferably this one right here, just because the reason, guys, this range, I want to see it break above that rather than any of these other ones, which honestly that's preferred, but this is the range that brought price all the way down. Remember, like we were talking about this earlier, this range right here brought price all the way down. Price failed to break this high right here. Failed to break above this range earlier. So like, honestly, you could have gotten in second confirmation right there. That could have been your entry if you missed this one. And
Yeah.
that's like, you know, that's just like free candy, because you don't get that all the time. Like, that's not going to happen every time, where there'll be a second chance to enter at the same entry point.
And also that range that you marked up
Yeah.
on the downtrend, that's the same range that broke two structures going downwards. So if it can break
right
going
here and right
upwards,
there.
then
Yep.
yeah.
That's why I want to see a break above, like, So what a risk entry would be at this point is if I'm like, okay, I'm selling right here, especially if it breaks this high, which it already has. Why on earth would you have an entry right here? Like, why would you have a limit? There's no reason to take a short out of here. Like, it could very well happen, but it's a risk entry. It's like, I found out 1 out of 8 times a risk entry is going to work or something like that, you know? So, and that was just me. But anyways, break above, we can look for something like this to happen now. Hopefully it will come up and then we can come back, get in right here. That's actually a great area right there, because that's the range. The reason for this, that's the range that broke above this high. That's what
Yeah.
caused price to shoot up. And like, had I had that sell, you guys saw my chart like 5 minutes ago, I had this right there. I didn't actually have an order set, but like, if I did, that's a loss, right? So we just completely got rid of a loss by using logic. And the reason for that logic, the one reason I did not take a sell was because of this failure to go to the downside. So like I said, had price actually come all the way down and broken that and come up here, I bet we get a different reaction than what we got. I bet price
Yeah.
would fizzle and come right back down, but that's not what's
And
happening.
it's totally sound, because remember what we were talking about weak lows and weak highs before. Look at that high. What did it do? It failed to break structure. What does that mean? That it's a weak high? That means that it's going to be taken, which is exactly what happened. It got taken.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's going to come and mitigate out of this range possibly.
Yeah, it is a break of structure. I just kind of wanted it to come up and break that one.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see it break the range
Right.
above and then come back down.
So I have nothing against taking a long right in here, but knowing that it hasn't, like, we still have protected highs. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's just something to consider. So we'll see. Is anyone gonna go long right here? I'm curious.
I'm probably going to go long and just
Yep.
risk profit. And then if it breaks, because it's still in my discount. So if it goes past this range, the next spot would be to the next premium for the sell. And then
Mhm.
that'll be my target. And it'll get rid of all the imbalance on the left there, but it would be approaching another range there.
Right. Now, what we can consider is something like this. There's a lot of liquidity to the upside. Oop. There's a huge imbalance right here in liquidity. Price is going to have to come up at some point. So I guarantee next week we'll be seeing price will come all the way back up, or at least to some extent. And it could start right now, it could not. We don't know yet. But here we go. Yeah, hopefully we can get a break up and then come back down, get in a buy. Are you still in your original buy?
If he is, he's feeling really good.
I bet he is. 'Cause I think he said he got in down here, so. It'd be
Yeah,
up like-
I just got out for 1 to 20 because I was just like, whatever. I'm happy with that. So
You got a 1 to 20 though? That's awesome.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
What was your risk? I assume it was for FTMO. Just
yeah,
curious.
I risked 0.2%. No, sorry, 0.25%.
So $250. You just gotta-
No, it was actually a bit more. It was 400. Sorry,
Damn.
yeah,
Dang,
400.
nice.
Oh wait,
But that just goes to show, because if you're risking 0.25% on a live account and you don't have any time restrictions on it, and you do 250 even, like,
Yeah.
let's just say you just scalp it because you don't want to be in the market for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like, imagine making 250 to 500 or even 1,000 with a 10 lot. You do 10 pips, which is very doable every day.
Very.
So like when I talk to some of my friends that trade, they're like in their minds, they think 10 pips is nothing. But if you know exactly why you're gaining those 10 pips and exactly where price is going to move, that's
Yeah.
more than enough.
Yeah, especially with the lot size.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So in my head, I never thought it would be possible to ever use a 5 or 10 lot or 20 lot or whatever.
Yeah,
But with
you
this
say
style
that to
of
some
trading,
people and they're like, what? Like,
they're like, no, you're lying. It's demo, man. Like, no, it's not. So let's see. It didn't. It's reacting off there, but it could
Yeah.
react, come back down to the range that we just spoke about, and then blast through it again because
Yeah.
the bull candles are much more stronger, and it's breaking structures to the upside. Because honestly, with the range like that, with the momentum we had, you would expect it to just tap it and just blast down.
yeah, which could exactly be
It could
what's
still
happening.
happen within the next few seconds or minutes, but
Yeah,
typically, like honestly, and the more time you put on the chart, like whether you're just like looking at it, not even entering, you're gonna notice things that will help you put your limit orders in, or even a market execution if you feel comfortable
Yeah.
doing it.
let me see. I don't, well, okay, so there's some yen news that's coming out
What
in
is there?
9 hours and 49 minutes. So watch out, guys.
It's crazy because my FTMO account literally looks like higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low.
Yeah,
Like I could have avoided a lot of it, but that's just
yeah, but you still like, I don't know, you
profitable.
still, you know, wait, so you risked $400 on this trade?
No, I made for something, but
Oh, okay.
I
I thought you
risked,
said
like,
you risked it. I was like, damn.
no, hell
you
no.
just passed the challenge.
No. I would have passed the challenge if
Yeah,
I risked that much.
it's crazy. But you know what? You never know, really, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather lose like $100 or like $200 or whatever the case is, like $50, than to risk like lose $1,000 or $500, and then I'm more anxious and
Yep.
all this other stuff. Like no matter what anybody ever tells you, or no matter how much the logic behind this whole schematic goes, your emotions will always somewhat play a part in what you're doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I've learned that the hard way. Like I blew two $10,000 accounts being stupid, like just taking things that I shouldn't have taken.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Do you mean 10,000 at like FTMO accounts?
Yeah, no, if it was personal money, I definitely would have.
I was like, I hope that was a.
I was like, geez.
No, I'm not balling like that. No, I'm not even balling.
Yet.
Yeah,
you will be.
exactly. I think we're gonna be one of the strongest groups of self-sufficient traders without
Yeah.
signals.
I was talking with Chris about it yesterday, and I was like,
Yeah,
I think this could honestly be the next like thing.
that's the heroes on the other side of just like, oh my God, you have to be like the smartest person in the world to do this. Like you can only win throughout signals, but that's not true. Like once you just learn and put time into it, and it wasn't even that much time. We've been around for how long? About a month?
Yeah.
About 2. Yeah, a little over
Yeah,
2
about
months.
2 months now. And
Yep.
like, I was like, you just got to dedicate yourself to it. Like I have a routine. I wake up in the morning, I do whatever, and then I just come sit down. Like, and that stuff helps too. Cause like when I was anxious and I just woke up in the morning and I just like sprung out of bed and I had to like run to my laptop to try and catch something, like I wouldn't take my time. I wouldn't mark out my ranges. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do that. And
Yeah.
then when I step back after so many losses, I'm like, all this could have been avoided. So
Right.
yeah, patience and
Discipline.
discipline. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know. I'm liking the reaction that we had off of the song. But then again, we have two possible scenarios where, this could be the reaction that is going to be the break of structure.
Hmm.
Or on the other hand, that weak low that we made 1 hour and 36 minutes into the,
Right here.
yeah,
Yeah.
that could all be like just inducement in order for,
I agree. That
Yeah.
see, I don't as much as there is going to be a lot of movement and stuff. I don't really have a clear-cut trade as of yet
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because we don't get any major break of structure, and we're on the minute one, right? So that's
Yeah.
not too much to ask for, which we're just protecting ourselves because we could take a buy right here. And I would be totally down with that if we didn't have this happening. If this was on to the upside, I'd definitely take a buy right now. But it's just something to consider.
Yeah.
So we'll see what
Like, it could
happens.
just give us a green candle and then continue down.
Yeah. 5 pips. This would be, if I were to take a buy, this would be what it would look like. Be about a 5 or 1 to 5.5, a little more. So, but I'm not right now. And this is why. We'll see what happens. It could reverse. It definitely
Yeah,
could.
it still could. Maybe.
Mm,
On the 5 minute, that red candle, that sell candle is pretty strong,
yeah.
really strong.
I don't even see the colors. They're all just like black for me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I need to do
It
that.
keeps it easier, honestly.
I should do that.
Yeah, I think it definitely helps with trading a lot.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. So even if we don't end up getting a trade today, well, honestly, right now, what could be happening is almost an identical play to what happened yesterday. If price ends up coming down out of here, breaking this, and then we come back up, I'm taking that sell. And that's literally exactly what happened yesterday when I took this sell. Look,
Yeah, literally.
literally the same exact thing would be happening because it price broke some highs and that's fine. But then it came down, it broke, created that lower low, and then we just took it down. So if that happens, I'm definitely going to take a trade. Win or lose, that's what I'm looking for at least. Like, so we'll have to see what happens though. That needs to play out first.
Yeah.
If not, we just don't get in a trade today, and that's fine. Because it's not even a waste of a day, right? It's an observation day. That's how you got to look at it, because it is, honestly. We're looking at the market, and the reality is we're only going to get better by doing this, even if we don't trade.
And everybody's instincts are different. Like, I made 2 trades today that went well, but like there's gonna be days where you guys see stuff that I probably won't see, or I
Yep.
see it but want to react on it.
So this was a good trade right here. I mean, the thing is though, that's totally a risk entry. I just personally don't trade.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can, like I said, it's not like they do work some of the time at least. But yesterday I did the same thing, but watch what happened. Or this was 2 days ago. Did the same exact thing right here. Because I was like, oh, higher high, like price broke the structure. I should have waited, but I got in right here and then got stopped out. See, so it's like, oh well. Brandon, you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Taking any trades today?
Yeah, I took one sell, but that didn't work out. I realized I looked into it too early before it got right when it got activated, and I was like, yeah, I need to hop out of this. It was only like a 15-cent loss, so I'm not even
Oh, that's not bad. There you go.
I'm not even worried about that.
Yeah.
But
15
And,
cents. I wouldn't
where-
even count that as a loss, honestly. Like,
yeah,
Yeah. Winston, where you had your markup for this sell that just took place, was it based off the 5 minute or was it based off the minute?
so that's actually a great question. What I'll do is like what I did earlier, and this is real brief. I don't really spend too much time on the minute 5, but I looked at this real quick. I drew this up on the minute 1 initially, and then I just confirmed it on the minute 5. I
Yeah.
saw this. This is the range that literally shot down. Like, there's no argument. This is the area where price reacted from. That's all I needed to know. So then I just come back here. Looks good to me. Maybe refine. Maybe I could refine it a little bit. Yeah, I could. Just like that. This candle,
Yeah.
that candle, you know. And that's it. That's it. Now I'm just waiting for two things are gonna happen. This schematics that I've drawn out here is gonna happen,
Right.
or it's just gonna shoot up at some point, right? And that's gonna be that. In the reality,
I
price
don't know
is
why I
either
didn't
going
just
up
pull
or
the trigger on
down.
that. Yeah. Like on the 5 minute, I had it marked out, but then again, my overall swing, it was still in premium. It was still in premium, so I just didn't feel entirely comfortable taking it.
Yep. Now, if out of this area we do get something like this, and we break this structure, then I'd be looking for buys. So this is pretty much what I'm looking for. If this makes sense, the two scenarios that could happen, we just don't know. One of them will happen. Maybe it won't look like that, but if to some extent, this is what price will do. And if we get a setup that looks like either this downward arrow or this upward one, then we can take a trade, and win or lose, I still think it's a good trade. It's a good, and you know, that's it. This is what trading is, guys. It's not bad. Honestly, like, I'll sit here and just play like video games in the morning while I trade because my computer's right next to my TV. So it's like, I'm just looking at the charts. I don't even have to move my head. Like, it's.
Bro, like, no joke, that would actually be like also really good for psychology.
It is because it's like I'm playing Madden right now, and
yeah,
and I'm trading with you guys, and we're just waiting. That's all it is.
Now I got a question. When you are losing in the game and you're just getting into a trade, are you scared?
You know,
no, you cannot be scared.
I'd be scared, man.
If you're scared, you're not taking the trades for the right reason.
Yeah,
and that was me a few weeks back. If you're scared, you're not taking it for the right reasons.
Yeah, no, I'm like, maybe not, because like, you know, imagine if he's playing like a video game and he just gets stomped. Like, that could mess him up, man.
Well, honestly, man, if I have a potential trade setup, like if one of these is playing out, and let's say we're at the point right around here where price is broken up, and then I see it starting to come down, I'm gonna put Madden on pause and just wait. Maybe honestly, I'll set my limit order and then I'll go back to playing, because I have nothing, like, I set the limit order. That's the only amount of work that is physically required pretty much when doing this and drawing a couple ranges, right?
Yeah.
And that's it.
It's pretty crazy to think range, initiation, mitigation, continuation can pretty much change your life if you do it well. Like, I was just thinking about that the other day.
I'm looking to get funded with FTMO like by the end of the summer. Honestly, before I go out to I'm going to Oregon, for those who know where that is, on the West Coast. Yeah, because my mom's from there, and I just haven't been out in a few years. So me, my mom, my friend, and my girlfriend, we're all going out in August, and I would love to be making enough money on Forex to do whatever I want. Definitely want to go see the bar scene, because they have like 700 breweries or something in Portland, It's like the highest breweries per capita or something. So
Yeah, they do a lot of craft brews.
yeah,
Where you living right now?
I'm in New Hampshire.
Okay.
So I gotta
Exact
just throw this.
opposite.
I gotta just throw this in there. There's this podcast that I watch with this
Yep.
guy Gilly the
Adam
Kid.
22.
No, I watch this too, but he's always I guess he's endorsed by New Amsterdam vodka. It's funny,
Oh yeah.
but yeah. So let's
Wait, do you
see.
mean New Amsterdam vodka?
Actually, yeah, it might be New Amsterdam.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I
I thought it was
think it's
Amsterdam.
New Amsterdam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah, I don't think
22
New
is
Hampshire's
from New
known for
Hampshire.
producing any alcohol. Not that I'm aware of. Anyway.
Well, we have Sweaty Nose Brewery. I don't know if you've heard of that, but
No, it's not a craft like IPA or something.
yeah, they make a bunch of different stuff. They're not bad. Then Red Hook's pretty good. They're local
Okay.
out of like Newington.
Oh,
Well,
right,
I'm in Southern California.
California.
We've got craft brews like everywhere here in Southern Cal.
Yeah. So do you wake up at 5 a.m. to hit the charts?
Yeah, and I was gonna, in fact, just tell you, man, that's gonna change it up a little bit. Like someone was talking about earlier, you know, you got to be careful not just to get up and go right to the charts. Really, still got to take your time. And
Yeah.
I run a business too, so
Yep.
I've got a couple of things going on. So yeah, it changes things too because your whole time frame has to be a bit different. I don't do London session. I don't mess with that, but your US session, you got to get up pretty early for.
Yeah.
Same here. I wake up at 5, but sometimes I've almost thought, what should I just stay up till like 2 a.m. and try to trade like Frankfurt London Open? Thoughts
Oh,
on that?
I mean, I guess whatever adapts to you. Like honestly, it's a matter of you adapting this to your lifestyle, not the charts, messing you
Yeah.
up. Because for example, I am someone so like I read the book called the 5 a.m. Club, and waking up at 4:45 every single day is something that I've been doing like for a while, and I feel good doing it, and like
Yeah.
me doing like, and so for example, I thought of it and I'm like, oh, okay, so if I wake up, if I wake up for London, then it could be the double opportunity because, I have two, you know what I mean? Two sessions that I could take advantage of. But then I was like, do I really want to like wake up
Do
at
you
1
want to do
a.m.?
that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, if I know that with my skill, I'm going to be able to just in whatever session that I'm put in, be able to do something. And even the New York, which is one of the best ones, then
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have the necessity to do it, to be honest. And that's why I want to adapt trading to me. For example, my session in New York for me, it's at 7 a.m. So it's perfect
Yeah.
for me. I wake up at 4:45, do my whole routine, finish at 6, start getting ready. At 6:30, I'm marking up, and at 7 a.m., I'm getting into trades. And
Yeah.
and I don't trade more, we also Chris video. I don't trade more after 10 a.m.
Right.
Because-
So
Yeah.
for you, you must be an hour behind. So the
Yeah,
start
yeah,
at
I'm an
7
hour
for you.
behind.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
yeah.
fine. I mean, that's not even like I gotta say that is probably better than 5.
Yeah. yeah. I mean, as I'm telling you, like, just whichever session works the best for you, like, have that be. But like, don't like, for example, because I knew someone who he would not sleep, and he
Ugh.
would be up until 1 a.m. and then he would sleep at 4, wake up at 7, like at 6:30, do the session, and then sleep all afternoon because he slept like horribly. And it's
Yeah.
like, man, you're doing this because you want time, because you want freedom. Because you
Yeah,
want all
that's
of this,
not
and you're literally
Exactly.
being a slave.
You know what I call that? That's slave trading, and you probably don't even get the best results because your brain's not there.
Bro,
Definitely
like,
not.
sleep is the
That's
most
it.
important thing for the brain. Like, you're just not gonna, like, you're a zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the advantage to trading when we trade, for me, it's 8 a.m. till 11 a.m., which is like honestly perfect for me. But
Same. 7:38. I'm already
Yeah.
up, and then
yeah, and
I just- I
the
start.
advantage to that is New York opens, but then you still get the leftovers of London session until 11 a.m. where London, I believe, closes for us. Like,
Yeah, still overlap.
right. And so that's where that, if you think about it, that's going to be the time of the day where the most money is being circulated. And if you notice, all those big news events happen to come out during London and New York overlap.
Yeah.
So
See, that's sell been a nice like 1 to 10, but my screen was open at the 1 minute, and then the discount premium thing. But
Yeah.
there's some days where I might take it, but there's some days where like I'm doing a challenge and I don't want to mess around. So
yeah,
I just
Yeah. No, but actually, like looking in hindsight, I actually did notice a couple of things about this trade that is currently playing out in the moment, that it was like a really, really good trade. Do you mind if I share my screen just for a little second?
yeah, give me 1 sec.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, so
let's see if it fails to break these lows and then it blasts through and
Okay. Yeah, what I actually noticed is that
1
like,
sec. I'll be right back, guys, but continue, please.
all right.
yeah, don't worry. What I noticed is that, for example, for me, what
Yeah.
is a good, like, what is a good range? What is a good, like, how like, what are the ranges that give me the most the most confidence and security? Are always going to be ranges that are FE wicks. If you guys don't remember, an FE wick is just simply like, there's some sort of liquidity buildup, then price takes all of that liquidity and then makes it movement. Like, I know,
those are the best. Yeah, if you get an
Yeah.
FU wick first, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah. So the thing is that, for example, this is why, for example, this was a really good point of interest. You could have taken all of this, but then you could see that this is like an inside bar, which, is just more confidence to it, but whatever. But why do I like it? Because we actually, in this part right here, we actually did make equal highs throughout all of this. And then these equal highs were taken, by this FE wick, and then it went down. So that's confluence number one. Number two, well, that overall, we're just seeing like better structure, like, clear as day, protected, and now this one protected. And what I like the most about it is that, like, look at like this right here, what we were talking about before. So do you guys remember how like there was a possible trade that I could have gotten in right here that actually did play to like a 1 to 9, 1 to 10, something like that? Well, that's really good. But at the end of the day, what was this whole move that we have right here? We literally just talked about this. It's inducement, because I'm gonna be wanting to hold my trade until, for example, right here. But what was this doing? It was just creating liquidity in order to give gasoline to this move right here. So look at what we actually had happen. We had this point of interest that, created liquidity, took out the liquidity, then I made a really strong momentous move that had a breakup structure. In the price delivery, it left equal highs. Why? In order to give cost and then be able to enter this perfectly. And yeah, it just tapped into it and it just had the strong momentous reaction. That's why I think that, it would have been such a really, like honestly, if I would have seen these equal highs and interpret that in the moment and then see this point of interest, I would have gotten in, because like, yeah, we could call it a risk entry, but like, I also honestly, this is my best trader scenario. I remember like there was a specific day. I don't remember exactly which day, but I'm pretty sure it was this week. I'm really sure, where we had the same type of situation. Let me see if I can find it. Like, honestly, and that's how, by the way, that's how I mark my point of interest. That's how I feel really confident about all of them. Like, it's literally just liquidity. Okay, here. This one right here. What do we see right here? Wait, is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. So for example, what did the market leave right here? This was all liquidity. Now, this also, so for example, this right here, we could take all of this and, I know it's a little messy, but whatever. But like, all of this was just liquidity, and then it created even more liquidity here. Why? In order for this point of interest right here. Now, why did I like this point of interest so much? Because I'm in the 5 minutes, you cannot see it. But this little wick right here, it was actually a bunch of equal highs. So then this candle took those equal highs, went down, and it gave us the point of interest. Yeah.
For real. I'm not so real. Is this thing?
Is this thing on? Anyways, so yeah, pretty much the same scenario that we had happen right now is the same one that happened here.
Hold on a sec.
Oh yeah, don't worry.
No, sorry, not you. I was talking to my brother. Hold on.
Okay. Same scenario. This was a lot of equal highs. I'm telling you. I mean, the 5 minutes so you cannot see it. Equal highs. Candle that took all of it. Took the liquidity, caused a break of structure. Then price went up. Left inducement. This is inducement. This is inducement. We had an FU wick, which you might not see it as a wick right here, but of course, if we go to a higher time frame, it's a wick. And then we just had the Jesus, like the melt. Same
Sorry,
thing.
I just wanted, sorry to cut you off, but for everybody that's watching the charts right now, you see how it failed to break that wick below, and it's starting to go up now. There's strong candles going upwards.
Yep, saw that.
Yeah, so we could possibly break the previous range that caused the sell, and then look for a
Yes.
buy, which could take us to either one of our top two ranges, which could bring us back down, or just completely go back up.
Yeah, no, guys, and remember that when a range fails to cause a break of structure, it literally just becomes liquidity, as I have it marked out right here. And look at all of the liquidity that is up here. Look at all of this right here. Look at all
Yeah.
of the imbalance, which is going to make the central banking algorithm want to go fill all of that. And if we go really meta, what do we have right here? Inducement. What? Before this point of interest, I had imbalance. So this could all be literally just liquidity, and then this would be the inducement for price to get here and then just make the drop. Like that's literally what we could be seeing in the moment. And as it's going, as it is making its way up, it's leaving liquidity behind for the move down. You guys get what I mean? So yeah, that's kind of what
That makes sense.
that's kind of what I was thinking. So yeah, getting in a buy would be a good idea. I guess we would have to look at a opportunity because these highs are all protected. I mean, whoa, these lows are all being protected. Why? Oh, because we are in a range initiation,
Yep.
an initiation that is living liquidity. Now we're doing a mitigation to then do a continuation. Possibly what could happen. Oh, guys, by the way, this book, Peak, absolutely a banger. It's like how to get good at everything, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for something to happen. It's kind of ranging within itself. Like there's been no clear-cut move.
Yeah.
This could be, honestly though, if you wanted to take a buy out of this zone, that's not the worst idea. I'm
not gonna lie, I did, just because I'm already
Yeah.
up for the day. I put a small position in.
Because
You
of the
did?
way it's reacting, especially now.
Yeah.
Not a terrible idea because who knows, it could shoot up, and if it doesn't, like we appear to have protected lows at this point, which means
Yeah.
that would have been our shot. Like,
And I think there's going to be a clear-cut range that's formed that we're going to be able to tell from before the structure breaks above. And then we can come back down and get in from there.
Okay, we're heading into the range.
Yeah. So let's see if it goes up here, I think we'll be all right.
Are you guys getting in?
this is an interesting looking range.
But then again, just get in once you feel what's comfortable. I know like some of us are saying we're getting in and whatnot, but if you feel comfortable with it, if you do your own homework and analysis on it and you feel comfortable doing it and it makes sense to you, do it. Because again, like somebody may have not taken a trade today and could lose money if it goes wrong, but then I've taken a few today and they went all right. They went well, so
Yeah.
I'm okay with losing right now.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh wow, we broke structure.
Yep, I noticed that. So,
Well, this like I'd like to see that the low 1 hour and 9 minutes into the market made. So for you at nine, because like maybe what we just made was inducement in order for that buy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yep.
because I still have a range that is still like, see it like this, like my original range is still not touched yet. Like it's like skimming it from like earlier this morning.
Right.
so we'll really just see what happens right here. Just waiting for this to play out.
So now it just hit perfectly on the 50% of my original range this morning. It's probably gonna go, let's see.
So we have a break below. We do not have a protected low anymore. And oh,
Ooh, what a mount.
there we go.
There we go. Yeah.
So now, entry point there, maybe one up top. So this is what I'm looking for now. I'm sure everyone knows the schematic at this point. We had our range.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. So let's just see what happens. We still got 45 minutes for price to come all the way back up here. And I don't know about you guys, but this is where I'm looking to take a sell
Where your red line is?
right here. Not
Oh.
not this.
Oh,
This was the structure to be broken. The structure is
Oh,
broken.
okay. Yeah. And if you go on the 5-minute, you could see that buy to sell very clear.
Yeah.
Which broke both the structures. They're very close to each other, but they're both broken.
Yep. Buy to
It's coming
sell
back
right
up.
there. So at this point, guys, I'm going to go ahead and put in my limit order and we'll see what happens.
yeah.
I'm at 1.19322 for anybody.
9292, right? Yes. Now we need to see where we could take or take profits.
Yeah.
I mean, what we need to understand is that we're just like we're going to tap into a 4-hour possible bullish point of interest. So maybe we could go over there and see exactly, specifically in a lower time frame where we could get a reaction, you know?
Right.
All right, I just set my limit.
I'm gonna set it on my FTMO.
Winston, is your range on the 5 minute or the 1 minute?
It was on the 5, but I redrew it to the 1.
Okay.
And now we wait.
Oh, I remember this. Okay, so you know what is the 4-hour point of interest that is coming in? Do you remember that actually Chris made a PDF talking about it? That big news that was like a 10 pip move to the downside and then to the upside, and then we were ranging on EU. I don't know if you remember. That, yeah, Chris made like a whole PDF about it.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, that
I
gave me a
just
lot of
must not have
nostalgia.
seen it.
Yeah. No, but it was like in the old group.
Oh, okay. Like the new old money
Free
group.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't use that group as much, especially when Iconic came about, because I was like, all right, the paid group, you know, so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. Hopefully this will come up. Like, this is it. Range, initiation, mitigation, continuation.
Or like you said, it could hit the 4-hour interest and just blast past everything.
Yeah. We'll see.
I don't know if anybody knows, but when you're on your when you're on MetaTrader 4 or 5, do you ever get that weird sound that sounds like a
boing?
Yeah, it's like a boing.
Yeah,
What
and then
is
it goes
that?
like doo-doo-doo.
Doo-doo-doo, yeah.
What is that?
I
Bro.
think
It
it's
loses
just,
connection and comes back.
No
So
one
if your
knows.
internet, if your
That is
internet comes off,
the
that's what it
that
is.
is the mystical crap of a question. Like, holy shit.
They're telling you that, but they don't even know. Like, it's a mystery.
Yeah. Probably just keeping tabs on us.
No, it's a connection issue is what happens on MetaTrader.
Yeah, yeah,
See,
yeah.
MetaTrader just kind of sucks, and that's why.
Yeah.
It does. It's a dinosaur.
It's from 2003 or something. So
Yeah.
Okay, we're heading into a point of interest.
yep.
Winston, what are you using them for?
What happens?
Your FTMO account then, because you can't use TradingView. What are you using?
MetaTrader 4.
Oh, you can't use trade?
You
No.
How come?
like you can't directly link it, but I just like use
Oh
TradingView
yeah,
for
yeah.
charts.
No, you can't directly link it. I thought you meant you just couldn't enter it on your browser for some reason.
Yeah, no, I use MT4. I say that reluctantly, but I honestly I do know how to use it. So
Yeah, it's just honest. I just find
familiar.
it easier to maneuver through TradingView with the tools.
the
Yeah,
nice
no
thing
doubt.
is,
Did you have you gotten that trading manager tool, Winston, for MetaTrader?
no, what's that?
So Dion, I think, posted it some time ago. There's a tool that you can actually use in MetaTrader 4 that'll allow you to actually set your take profits, your stop loss, right as you enter your trade, and then you can set up, if you want to have 2 points of take profit
Yeah.
or 3.
Yeah,
David,
that's
have you
actually
seen that
nice
before?
because a lot of times you can't like if you set a take profit, it'll be for the entire order. So unless you did
Right.
2 positions.
So it allows you to kind of operate like TradingView. It's like $100 or something for it, but
Okay.
yeah, you need it, man. If you're using MetaTrader 4, there's no other way to go.
Yep.
Yeah, it looked really helpful for MetaTrader 4. See, that's the thing. I'm just cheap. But
Yep.
no. If
So
you're
they
using-
allow you to do it, like try it out for free, but you can only use it on one pair. I think it's like pound yen or something.
Oh, that's what it was. Because I saw. Yeah, they kept redirecting.
That's a
me
really
back to it.
popular pair. I don't know. I like don't see myself ever really trading another pair besides Euro
Same.
USD, honestly.
I tried looking at other pairs yesterday, and I closed them right away. I was like, man.
Yeah, I don't even do it
I-
anymore. It's like I don't trade. I'm never trading US 30 again. I'll tell you that. That was
Oh yeah.
for anyone here that's
like,
traded US 30. I think we all
need some
know.
big. You need a lot of practice and very
Yep.
very confident with that pair.
Never touched it. I still do
Never did.
USD CAD every so often. I'll set my alerts for USD CAD,
Yep.
but it's a pretty decent instrument. Though I used to trade gold all the time. I've stayed away from that. That just kept killing me. Your stop loss has to be so large because of the volatility.
Well, the thing that's nice about gold that isn't about US 30 is that you can at least do a 0.01 and have that be like relatively small. If you do the smallest lot size on US 30, like, and you don't set a stop loss or take profit, like you can blow your account literally in like seconds.
Yeah, I've done that years ago, and I never went back. It's like F that pair. I just no. If you, I don't know. I know there's motions and stuff behind trading it and being successful, but especially now for the first few years of trading, I'm probably gonna stay away from it.
Yeah.
There's no need to really like.
Yep.
Have you ever looked at, or any of you looked at Dixie for Confluence with just what's happening with Euro USD?
I've heard people say that. I haven't personally yet, so I'll probably try it out.
What's that?
So it's the dollar indexed and
Oh,
60.
gotcha.
So yeah, so it looks at a bunch of different pairs that actually determine direction of the dollar.
Sure.
I like to use it a little bit for Confluence, just to go, okay, this is the way dollar's getting weak or stronger or whatever relative to any USD pair.
Yep.
So right now my phone's on the 1 minute, but my trading view is on the 5 minute. If you noticed on the 1 minute, the way it's going up to that POI is kind of building. It's building. Gosh, my tongue twisted right now. It's sort of ranging volume beneath it, so it can fund the move going downwards.
It's creating liquidity.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool. Yeah.
You good, bro?
Yeah, I know. Somebody walked in and I was looking away and I'm trying to talk at the same time.
Yeah, don't worry. No, but honestly, like I feel like we're seeing like, well, hopefully we're seeing like cookie clean, uh, like price delivery, as in, we had the range, we had the initiation. Now the like heading towards the mitigation, we're actually seeing all of that liquidator buildup that would be the like the gasoline, to call it, for the lower prices. So yeah, I'm feeling kind of good about this. I have my set limit exactly at 19339. Do you guys also have it there, or
I got mine at 19344.
344? Oh, yours is higher. Okay.
It
Wait,
is.
like why?
Yeah, mine at 342.
I just want it at the
Best possible
discount
entry,
of the
I guess.
range.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
He's doing that 2-pip stop loss, bro. That's why.
Right.
Oh
exactly.
yeah. You need that, man.
That's right. I'm trying to do the same, brother. You good?
Yeah, 2 pips is fine, and like we get stopped out. It is what it is, guys. Like,
Oh yeah, if we lose the trade, it is what it is.
Sorry, Winston, what's your stop at? I'm guessing it's where's my thing? It's like right above.
so it's just I just do 2
19367.
pips. So mine's my stop is right here. 19364 is mine, and my entry is
Right.
19344.
Yeah, I know I had a 1.7 pip stop, but I might as well make it 2 pip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it depends on your spread. So I have pretty good spread with my broker, and FTMO is pretty solid as well.
Yeah, it's like 0.2 pipettes or 0.3, so I'm pretty set.
Right,
Yeah,
which can screw you over from time to time.
absolutely.
But like, I was trading with Hugo's Way. You know what their Euro USD spread?
Bro, Hugo's
like 8?
way is actual 8s.
Yeah.
You like them?
No, I don't.
What do you
I
mean?
don't.
Oh yeah, no. And then I tried using KOT, but their spreads and their charges, their fees are a lot.
Yeah, kids.
Like for me at least, for the numbers I was dealing with at the time.
No, guys, like the best one that I've found is IC Markets. That's who like I really
IC markets.
Yeah.
I can't trade that in the US. They won't let us.
Yeah.
they won't let
Oh,
us.
wow.
Yeah,
You know
can't
what I
do
use?
that.
I use CoinEx. The spread on Euro USD for CoinEx is honestly better than.
Amazing.
It's better than
It's amazing.
FTMO. So
No way.
it literally
it
is
really
between 0 and 1.
I'm
Pip
googling it right now and I'm gonna save it. You said CoinEx?
CoinEx,
Yeah.
CoinExX. Yeah, Brandon actually told me about it, and I started using them, and yeah, it's working better.
Best decision I ever made.
Yep.
Really? Interesting.
That was my whole
CoinEx?
thing with trying to flip a small account. I was like, man, I'm gonna lose money. I don't want to lose between the spread and the fees, but I'll definitely check these guys out.
Yeah.
On the 5 minute, it tapped into the buy sell, but let's just see if it pushes up further.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you just tap the open.
I'm not in yet. Like, it could be inducement.
Yeah, no, like
It could be until it isn't. Until it's like, damn, that was the move. But
Yeah, like I put a tiny one there just because I'm up already, but if it goes up further, I'll put another like moderate one.
oh, you got in? Okay, nice.
we'll see what happens. Yeah. I'm not upset if I don't catch this. Like, that's kind of the thing. Like, when you come to terms with that and you're like,
Yeah.
not going to catch every single damn trade that is happening, it's like, all right, there's a lot more peace of mind.
Yeah, exactly. You still have your money that you didn't lose if you.
Right.
Yeah. Like that's the thing, like not losing money is also like making money, you know?
It is.
It
Exactly.
is. Yeah, well said.
You guys ever heard of no nonsense Forex?
What is
No, I haven't heard that saying before.
You haven't?
No, what is it?
It's well, it was actually this guy, this YouTuber.
Yeah.
And he's all prop firm and funded, but he trades like algorithmically,
Wow.
which I tried to do for a while. And he like had his stuff was great, but it was just like kind of like a wild goose chase. Like
Yeah.
find an algorithm of indicators that will make you X amount of money in X amount of time, and like I remember he said something like he only used the daily, and I was like,
Okay. Yeah.
Well, he is he has patience.
yeah. But he's funded too, and he makes good money. But like,
Yeah, he's a lot of patience.
yeah,
But then, like when you're just starting and you want to actually live off of the money and do whatever, not live off it necessarily, but be able to touch the money. Like I don't know. For me, I couldn't.
yeah. One sec, guys. I'm just getting a phone call real quick. Be right back.
Yeah. No issues.
So there's a range that it's approaching that it could bounce off of and go up further into the overall 5-minute range. If you
Yeah,
look on the 1
absolutely.
minute, there's a little doji. It could bounce off there,
Okay.
continue up higher.
Yeah, the thing is that if we look in the 15 seconds, like there are like two ranges before the range that is marked out, which they could possibly react off of, or they could be inducement. You know, as I said, like I don't know. The good thing is
Yeah.
that like at least like there's positive, like we're positive, like it's really not that big of a.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. It's going down. Oh, no.
Oof.
All right, I'm back. We'll see what happens. Now we're just
Man, it got so quiet.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was checking. the
Everyone's
news,
just like-
there's a release at 10:30. That's why.
A funeral service, man. But
Yeah.
let's see what happens. You could be all right. Like,
By the way, is there something like when? Sorry, I said Winston or Wilson?
It's Winston.
Okay, Winston.
Yep.
Like, is this something that you want to do more often, or like?
100%. If you guys are all down to do this, I'd be good to go like at least 2 days a week. Like we just did it yesterday. It was just me, Brian, and Dillip, and we caught the 1 to 7.
nice.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, pretty much whenever.
Yeah. Hey, so
Still here, guys.
hey, what's up, Dylan?
I'm
Hey,
at work,
Dylan.
bro. It's very noisy where I am. That's why I'm on mute.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's okay.
That's good. That's good. I mean, hey, I'll just drop it like this. So like tomorrow's my birthday.
Oh,
It's your
nice.
birthday?
Huh?
Happy birthday.
Oh, nice. Happy early birthday. Wait, tomorrow is tomorrow's still the weekly. We'll yeah.
Yeah. So
Happy
I
early
was
birthday in
thinking,
advance.
do you guys, maybe we could do like a birthday session? Which, by the
Yeah.
way, do you guys think that trading in your birthday, would that be good luck, or are you just like jinxing your life?
Nah,
You're
go
gonna
for it,
let
man.
us know, but so mark whatever you mark
Oh,
out.
Yeah, you're
sheesh.
the guinea pig,
Yeah.
right?
I'm the guinea pig of the experiment.
And also, I don't know who feels this way, but at one point I was feeling this way. Sometimes it's kind of a surreal feeling to think that you're making money that you haven't seen before on the charts. So sometimes that
Yeah.
might stop you from entering when if it was a demo account or just watching the market structure, you'll know what's going to happen. And that's what I struggled with too. Like in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, this is like money that's being made. So I was doing stuff I'm not really supposed to be doing or that I know I shouldn't do. So like
Yeah.
once you shake those nerves, like in the disciplines there, everything's gonna it's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, of course. So yeah,
well
but
said.
think about it, Winston. Think about it.
Yeah, man, if you want to, definitely. I'm gonna have to head out a little bit earlier tomorrow, but yeah, I'll be around.
Hey, man.
And sure,
All right, for sure. We'll do that then.
sweet. Sounds good. Anyone else gonna be around or?
I
Oh,
can't.
well.
I got a meeting at 6 a.m. or 9 a.m. your time. So
Okay,
I'm in. I'm definitely in.
Yeah,
Sweet.
I'm in.
sweet. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm down to do these most days of the week because it's better than trading alone. So,
Yeah.
and I feel like I learn more, even every day, honestly, about like whatever it may be, like just learning by talking to other people. And yeah, it's awesome.
this is good. Thank you for initiating this today, Winston.
Yeah, no worries. No worries.
Yeah, thank you.
See, before I would have waited for this and executed this on my own. And instead today, I said sell
Got a
it.
limit?
So, what's up?
You said a limit order today?
Yeah, I did.
Sweet. So now, see, and the thing about it, like, that I really like is it completely takes the emotion out because now it's all just like mechanical almost, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to do anything. It's already set and let it play out. And I think it was the other day, I think it was Chris, he said, like, yeah, like, you get instant feedback on the market, and that's very much the case. So if this does end up shooting up, we could say, why? Do I think it will? Not really. But we're in an interesting situation because we have such an imbalance,
Yeah.
just all throughout here, just drop like this range right here. Not even a range, just this area. In 1 minute, it dropped almost 50 pips. And it's like, it's going to come back there at some point.
Yeah, that imbalance. And when it hits there, it's going to shoot back up.
Right.
Hopefully we're all on the right side of the market when that happens. And
Exactly.
But until then, we're going to take it down because, yeah, that's what the market's giving me right now.
Yeah.
So if this loses, guys, please don't,
You get it, dude.
come at me online and threaten my family or anything.
Bro, chill. You good?
No, this is part of the game.
And
right.
you don't have to take this trade. It's like you can put on a demo or whatever the case is, and then see why he took it and see why it worked out or why it didn't, whatever the case is. But
100%. Yeah. So now we just wait.
So Winston, do you do anything else other than trade?
Man, I do some not as productive things, but yeah, I like to
I
socialize.
got the
I like
Xbox
to go
part.
out.
I heard the Xbox, but I was just wondering if you did anything
I do
else
that.
monetary.
Yeah, I'm in a band. We play
Nice.
gigs here and there. It's pretty fun.
Nice.
What else do I do? I like to longboard around campus. That's pretty fun.
Nice.
What about you guys?
For me, I run, like I said, I have a business. I've got a patent portfolio that I get some licensing money from.
nice.
Finishing my appraisal license right now, looking at buying some property. It's kind of the reason I did the Iconic thing. Wasn't just, I love the smart money concepts and all of that, but I'm looking at this from pure business structure.
Right.
I got into trading last year when COVID hit. A buddy of mine, I was telling him I've got a degree in IT and I run a small tech company. And so my buddy was, I was telling him like, shit, I got to brush up on some of my coding skills because running the company is a little different than, writing software. And so he's like, dude, don't do that. I'll teach you to trade.
Nice.
And he's a inventor of one of my products and on 9 of my patents that I owned.
Nice.
So he was like, "Hey, I'll show you how to trade." And he's a retail trader. I mean, he does all the support resistance stuff, and he's FTMO funded.
Sure.
Yeah,
But
But
it definitely works.
it
works.
can. It
it could
can.
work, but I don't know. That way, the past 3
Yeah, I don't have an
years,
interest in
two
it
years,
anymore.
1.5, 2 years, whatever, was not shaking for me. It just
Nope.
wasn't
Well,
going.
he failed the FTMO challenge like 3 times. In fact, he was trading. Shit, I'm forgetting what the other prop fund was. He was with another prop fund back in October.
I can't remember what they are, but yeah,
5%.
Well, there's a bunch of them. There's quite a few, but he was with
Yeah.
another prop fund. Anyway, then I was telling him, no shit, I'm gonna try and go FTMO, and I failed last year. And then I saw Chris's video, and he was trading like I was at the time, and I'm like, listen to this guy. And that's when I started hearing about Alex. I started watching that for a little bit, and then when Iconic came up, I was like, and Smart Money, I was going, okay, this makes sense. And my whole time I was looking at trading, I'm like, why does the market move the way that it moves?
Yeah.
And that was answered for me, and that's what I've been looking for. And so that's why I think what we're doing makes a lot of sense. I go, okay, I'm a business guy. I look at him like, why in the F does the market move this way? Then you get this, everybody's going, well, they're trying to take out retail traders. And when I heard Chris actually talk about that's a bunch of BS, it's just a liquidity grab, I was like, that makes sense. Because everybody go, oh, it's a stop hunt, just trying to take out retail guys. Like my $100,000.
You know how many people are entering trades for them to know every single person's position and react off of that at one single time? It's like next to, I don't think it's possible. It's possible, but it's very unlikely. I don't think it's possible.
No, but it makes sense to get a better position if you're going to take the market in the opposite direction.
Yeah,
that makes sense to me. Okay,
makes sense.
If I'm I have $10 million or $100 million in the market, why not do a buy to sell? That makes sense. That makes freaking sense.
Yeah,
and we're getting close, guys.
It's hitting the 50 on the 5-minute buy to sell.
Yep.
Tap the 50 right now.
Yeah, so that guy's cool.
You guys ever watch hockey? Anyone in here?
No, I'm a big martial arts fan though. I'm big on UFC and all that.
War Machine, right? Yeah, I guess another hobby of mine is watching sports.
That's cool. So you're a hockey guy, huh?
Yeah, I love hockey. I love the Bruins and the Patriots. So
nice.
Okay, we're getting filled in.
Nearly tapped in.
Almost.
I think it'll reach, hopefully.
Hopefully.
If not, I'm not sweating it.
So you're a hockey football guy though? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just saying, this is where like just hanging out, maybe watching TV, playing video games, or doing something else while you're trading. Like, I feel like it makes it a lot easier because it's like, especially when the limit order is set, yeah, there's nothing to do. You can stare at the charts and not blink, but that's not gonna.
That's not gonna do literally anything.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And to be able to make it successfully, this is what it takes. You gotta kind of stick your neck out a little bit, and well, you have to actually, and take the trade. That's it.
You guys haven't filled yet?
Not yet.
No, not me.
So. Let me see.
Oh, I just did.
Now.
Today.
Yeah.
Yep. Now I did.
Just got filled. Yep. We'll see what happens. Could stop us out right now, and that's that. But it's a good looking trade, in my opinion, and
yeah,
we can learn from it either way.
Okay.
So, where are you guys thinking of targeting? Because I like to, since we have such an imbalance, but see, the thing is, we broke structure. We could take this down at least to right here for a 1 to 6 potentially, if it goes down.
Honestly,
okay, so
I'm targeting I'm honestly targeting the 4-hour imbalance, like 4-hour range over there, because it hasn't been filled. So
yeah,
it seems most reasonable price is gonna fall towards down there, and then it can do whatever it wants to do. But I feel like it's gonna go down there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens right now. I mean, could get stopped out, could not, and that's all
Yeah.
right if we do. Because like, in my opinion, it's still a good looking trade. Stop
Yeah.
loss is above the range. This is the range that broke down. This is what we're looking for, guys. And it doesn't
And
always
then-
work
and then
out.
there's
That's okay.
liquidity on the way up.
Yep.
By the way, Winston, if you use that tool, it'll do trailing stop losses.
It will. See,
Yep,
I'm
and
not-
you can
I'm not a
auto
huge
stop loss
fan.
too. What's up?
See, I just set my stop loss. I can quickly fill out the orders. Honestly, I feel like it's quicker to fill out a limit order on your phone on MetaTrader 4 than it is on the actual desktop. Because
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah, it is.
but as far
But
as
if you use that trading manager, it's a game changer, brother. I'm serious. Yeah, big
do
time.
you use it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, sweet. And you have a good experience or have had a good experience with it?
So it took me a little bit, man. I got a couple losses on it initially, just
Yeah.
because it's a different deal for MetaTrader. But yeah, I like it, and I like once I figured out how to set the trailing stop loss. That's nice too, especially being a large trade and have your stop loss move to break even.
Right.
It's nice, man. Nice.
Yeah, no, that is. I just keep it on here and then I'll go on. I don't know if you can see my MetaTrader, but can you guys see I'm on MetaTrader 4 now? I'm not
No,
sure.
you're only
we-
sharing
we-
your Google Screen.
Your trading
Okay.
view.
Well, I just click over and then I can manually just move the stop loss. And that it's way easier to do on the stop loss, however, is easier on the computer, in my opinion, because it's literally like there's a bar,
Drag it.
you just drag it and that's it.
Yeah. By the way, do you guys, any of you have Macs? I like, by the way,
Yes,
I like
I
that
don't,
it's-
but I know some people here do.
yeah, because I want to get like CTrader and MetaTrader on there. And I've heard that there's a way to do it, but like,
Yeah, Dilip actually knows. He was
Dilip
telling us
also?
about that yesterday. Yeah, he's like, I don't know.
delete.
Yeah, you need a what do you
Parallels?
call it? No, forget parallels. Parallels is shit and slow, man.
I am glad you're
Um,
telling me all of that.
So I use a VPS because I want my trades to be triggered even if my laptop's off, because the VPS will always be on. But if you want to just run Windows software on your OS, you need Wineskin. So if you just Google Wineskin Mac software,
1 second, I'll be right back.
Wineskin?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
that will allow you, it creates a base layer or wrapper, as it's called, to create the protocol to run the software on a Mac environment.
Right.
So you can run MT4.
Okay. And
So is it a Windows emulator?
So you take
Essentially,
your trades, you take your trades through them? Like, so do you use your computer for trading?
So like I said, I use a Windows VPS, so I pay for a virtual private server.
Right.
So I log into a Windows machine on the cloud.
Right.
So if I turn my MacBook off, my Windows VPS is always on 24/7.
Right. I get it.
So if I have a limit order that's placed on my desktop, it's always going to activate regardless of my Mac being off.
Yeah, of course. Oh, I got stopped.
So do you do RDP into that server? Is that what you
Yeah, I
do?
got stopped
Right,
there
we
too.
got stuff.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I've got the Microsoft remote desktop connection.
Yeah, you do an RDC connection. And then who do you have hosting that server for you? Like curiosity.
OVH.
Not familiar with them.
There's so many,
Yeah,
but
there's
OVH
tons of hosting companies. Just was curious.
OVH is decent because I've used them before with my business partner for website hosting. They do a lot of other services.
Right. Yeah, I've got a number of servers that I have hosting for my business too, but I'm just curious who you're using.
You should check out OVH, and you'll also check out Joker. Joker is pretty good, decent
Okay.
pricing.
I use a company called Liquid Web, but I do it for enterprise-based software applications, so they're a bit heavy duty, and I do a little bit with GoDaddy, but they're kind of a joke, to be honest.
But yeah,
makes
VPS
sense,
works
though.
well for me because my Mac is quite old as well. So I was explaining to the guys yesterday that with things like Wineskin and new OS updates and things like that, there can be conflicts if you're not up to date, and my Mac can't handle the new updates. So I ditched the emulator software a long time ago anyway.
But that makes sense because you can just have a server running 24/7, and if you set your
Exactly.
alerts or whatever, yeah, you don't have to worry about your laptop being closed or whatever.
Exactly.
I like it. That's smart. That's really
Yeah.
smart. It's cheap to do a virtual private server like that. You don't have to
Yeah.
have something major.
I mean, I pay £20, which is like $27 a month.
Yeah, yeah.
That's with a decent operating environment. I can't remember. I think I've got like something like 4 gig RAM, which might not sound a lot, but when all you're running is MT4,
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
What OS are you running for Windows?
I think
Windows
it's
Server
10.
12 or okay, 10.
I think
Okay.
it's 10. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Huh. Cool. That's smart.
Yeah, it's easy, you know. It's just click a button, I'm logged straight in. It doesn't use up any of my Mac processing power either, apart from being on the web.
Right. Now, do you use the MetaTrader 4 app too on your phone at the same time so that your alerts come through your app, or how do you do that?
I do. I only use the app for just to visually see it. I tend to manage my trades at my desktop. But if I have to go and feed the kids, for example, then you know I'll just grab the phone and manage a live trade if it's an active trade at that time. But
Yeah, I get you. And then you can just close it out through MetaTrader 4 on your phone.
yeah. But generally I'll have like TP set, and I'll always have a stop loss set. So I try not to fuck about with my trades when they're open.
Yeah, no, I'm there too. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I do is just manage my, which I'm rethinking after my discussion yesterday with the guys, is the way I take my risk off, my initial risk. So yeah, if I had to go and feed the kids and I hadn't taken my initial risk off, then yes, I would manage it from my phone. Otherwise, I don't like playing with trades on my phone.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I referenced about that trading manager?
Yeah, I looked it
Dion
up
talked about?
actually when
Okay.
Dion posted it, and it's very good because I use a tool that was designed by a group member from a previous mentoring group that I'm currently still a member of because I have lifetime membership. And it's very similar to what Dion posted, but the one Dion posted is far more superior. Like it's different of night and day. Whereas the one that I use at the moment, it's actually quite clunky on your screen as well.
It's clunky.
I mean, I'll take a screenshot and I'll post it so you'll see what I mean. It's a big fucking block on your screen, and it's like, shit, man. How do I make this?
Yeah, that's nice. The TFX one that he posted, it can like be translucent, so you can see where you're setting things, but it's not blocking, the actual price action or anything.
No, it's horrible, this one.
That's too bad.
But it's serving its purpose for now. I am going to look into the other one that Dion posted because I just love the fact that it's got multiple TPs. You can you can just very easily drag and drop. The way the sort of UI, where it sits at the top, where you can just hide it, make
Correct.
it appear.
You can minimize it, right? Exactly. It sets your risk reward immediately, so you see where you're at in your trade.
You can do it
it's clean,
percentage based, or you can do it dollar based. It's great. I love it.
So I did set another limit up here. See if we can get that in the next couple minutes. I don't know if we will.
Yeah. Honestly, I was just about to say I did too. I was just about to too because
Yeah, I was
because
looking
that's
at
an
that
F
too.
because it's an FU candle too.
Yeah.
I'm expecting it to get mitigated.
Yeah, no, this is, I mean, this looks like a solid sell too. So if we lose both these trades, if you guys want to take the second one, you know, trade at your own risk. I'm not a financial advisor, just a,
Nice.
And where it just bounced off right now too. I literally set my volume profile and saw there's more money there than the one a little bit below. And I wanted to
Oh,
get
really?
in, but the reaction was so fast I couldn't.
You were gonna get in the buy?
Sorry?
You were gonna get in a buy?
Yeah, like I originally, I don't know
Yeah,
who has the screen on, but if you scroll your screen down, your mouse down,
that's when.
sorry, zoom in, go to the left. No, right there, right there. So you see where that little doji, where that little candle is on the right?
this one.
Right, no, to right there, to the left. Yeah, right there.
Yep.
So I wanted to get in there. Well, I originally wanted to get into the buy, sorry, the sell to buy, but then there wasn't that much volume there. I put my profiler on the one above it with the doji. There's more money there, but the reaction was just instant, so I did it.
Yeah, it was too quick.
Yeah.
Yep, that happens. I might leave this limit up just because even though it'll be after 11, like we're getting very close to it, and I could just see price like honestly dropping again.
Yeah.
So I think I will for the sake of we're very close to getting activated. And you know what? If we take 2 losses today, that's okay. Yesterday I had seven wins, so I'm still at 6R on the week. That was my first trade I took yesterday, just because I've been very busy with just all this home renovations at my house right now. So
Yeah.
yeah, and there was a couple opportunities that I just didn't get to take because they happened early on in the morning, like before 8:30. And the last 2 days I'd gotten on at 8:30, so it was like, damn.
Right. Yeah.
Like Monday and Tuesday, there were 2 that happened around 8:05. I think the first one, and like 8:20, the second one. I literally missed them by a matter of minutes, but that's okay.
Yeah, most of those I think were happening right before a news release. They're moving the market.
Yeah, not anything too crazy, but Monday and Tuesday that is. But yesterday, that's a different story.
Yeah, that was FOMC though. That's why.
Yeah.
FOMC definitely has an impact on the market.
Yeah, definitely.
Although I think they already know, and I know we've already talked about this, which way they're going to take the market. It's just the opportunity to do so.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. Like news really doesn't exist. Like it doesn't matter. It's just people think that's what causes the market to do what it does, but it's really just the institutions using that as an excuse to execute crazy orders. So what do you guys do when you are all done trading for the day?
Well, I normally like to for example, take a picture of everything that I've did, so journal it, and
Yeah, sure.
actually I come back to it I don't know, in the afternoon or in the night, with a fresh mind where I can see everything that happened and be like, okay, I made this mistake or I did this and it worked, and try to understand why I did the mistakes that I did, and also compare it to my previous days and see if there's a pattern. For example, am I just always being induced, or am I not following the right BFI intention, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's actually something that I've been doing religiously, and it has actually been a real big change for me, because it made me notice all of the things that I was talking about before, how I'm getting lost in the lower time frame. Oh, I'm being induced all the time. Oh, I'm doing all of
Right.
these things, and it really helps you to get it. The good thing about trading is that you get an instant feedback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can capitalize that if you want. So I'd encourage you guys to do that. You know, if you're willing to if you're willing to, because you
To
can learn
journal?
so much.
That
Yeah,
is?
journal.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I for my wins, I do a bigger thing like a PDF and all my reasoning for why I took the trade and why I played out. But for my losses, I mainly keep a track of like my iPhone notes and like what I was thinking and what I noticed after I lost the trade. So something very similar.
Yeah, and it's just how we were saying, like the important thing is for you to really like see what you're like, maybe what are the repeating mistakes you're making or the main reasons why you might be losing trades. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even this trade we lost, guys, that's what you're looking for. And
Yeah, definitely.
it's a good, and it's going to work, honestly, more times than it won't.
Right.
And even if it doesn't, like, even if you can't get 90% win rate, that's not the point of this. The point is, yes, we had this loss, but we have to have 6 more in a row, or at least for me, until break even.
Right.
So it's like, okay, that's awesome. Like, it gives you peace of mind. Like, you're going for like I'd say don't go for anything that's less than a 1 to 5. 1 to 1 is not
Definitely.
worth it.
No.
1 to 3, maybe if you're going to use like a smaller position, just you got to have a good RR. And now at this point, we could get in up here, take it all the way down. Now it's a 1 to 13, right? Or maybe even a 1 to 14. I'll keep it a 1 to 13. But if that happens, I'll definitely do another trade recap video and post it on YouTube.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
So
That'll be all of us having our own trade recaps under the Iconic umbrella with no
Right.
signals.
That'd be pretty badass. You set your order at 495.
I believe I did. Yep. I think I did 496, but yeah, same thing pretty much. If it goes up to 495, it's probably going to go up to 496. So we'll just see what happens. It's a little bit past 11. That's all right. I'm not really too worried about it, just because we are seeing a pretty legit setup. So we'll just have to wait and find out. How's everyone's trading week been so far?
I made way too many mistakes this week, but I like this concept of the limit order. So
yeah.
I think that might help me out quite a bit, because I keep getting into trades and then I'm just
will help.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm responding more to the inducement than, I mean, so I appreciated that too. That was good today.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's, like I said, I think inducement is something that actually happens a lot more than it would seem in the market. And it's really about patience. And for me, at least, like, I'm not saying this is the right way to do it. It's just, I found it works in my favor more often than it doesn't. As far as taking orders go, is if you do the limit order instead of just market execution, because when you're doing that, you're getting more emotional, for sure, and that's just how it is, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
that makes sense.
it takes the emotion out of it, and it also, like from your markups and stuff, where you're looking to get in, and inducement can, if you're doing a market order, inducement can cause you to get emotional and take a trade before you really should.
Yep.
And then
Yeah, and that's what I did this week. I mean, I did that on a couple of instances yesterday, and so I'm like, and we ended up calling the day, and I'm like, shit, too many losses. I don't, once I've had, if I go beyond 2, sometimes 3 losses, I'm done. I'm like, yeah, I'll come back to the charts tomorrow.
Yep. That's not a bad strategy. I don't know if we'll get in this, honestly. Like,
Yeah, it's going short now. And it just broke structure.
yep.
There's a range on the 1 minute that I think it's gonna hit.
This one down here.
19295. That's the sell to buy that got rid of the two.
Oh, this one up here. Yeah.
The structures on both flaps.
It's definitely gonna hit it at least.
And then if it hits that and it could break past 1.19427, I think it'll hit your mark after.
Yep. We'll just have to see what happens. I mean, this would be a nice way to end the day if it comes up
Yeah.
and then retraces back down. I mean, that'd be a 1 to 13.
Yeah, of course.
So it's up to you guys if you want to keep your limits set or not. I'm gonna hang out for a bit longer and just see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang up.
Yeah.
So it touched that range I just spoke about. Now
Mhm.
it's seems like it's gonna hit the 50% mark.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let this thing run, but I gotta head out. But thanks for you
Yeah.
guys being on today. Thanks, Winston, for
Yeah, no
initiating this.
worries at all.
All right, take
Like I
care.
said, I'll be here tomorrow. I'm gonna have to cut it short a little early, probably by 10:30-ish, like latest, just because I'm heading out of town tomorrow for the weekend. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'll be on. We can celebrate. It was Chris. It was your birthday, Christopher, right?
Yeah, I think it was his, but I won't be
Yeah.
on tomorrow. But
Wait,
next
what?
week, if you do this again, let me know.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely will be. I'll probably be doing these more often than not.
Yeah.
If this is what you guys like, so
No, this is good. I appreciate
For
it.
sure, for
Thanks.
sure.
Appreciate everybody's time and your input today. This was good.
yeah.
All right,
Take
take
care.
it easy.
No worries.
Yeah, guys,
care.
take care.
So yeah, Winston, we got a little wick there. Hopefully it pushes up.
Did you enter a buy?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
If that plays, that's 1 to 15. That will
Oosh.
literally put me near the 2% mark on my FTMO, and I will
Oh,
be done
fuck
for
yeah.
the week.
So
Sheesh.
yeah, once you're at 2%, dude, you could totally risk like 250 a trade, at least.
Yeah,
for-
exactly.
Maybe not 250, but 200. I'd say 200 a trade, right? Because then it gives you one more loss until you're back down into the $1,000 mark.
Yeah, I just don't like the way it's moving. I want it to just hit it and move.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
Oh
that's what
shit!
you wanted. It's going down.
My dog's beside me. She's my good luck charm when she comes by in the room when I'm
Oh, for real? That's awesome.
stares at me the whole time I'm doing this.
Let's see what happens. No, like, what did it react to? That's what I'm wondering.
Sorry?
It was literally like a 5-second range.
Oh, you look at the seconds.
Yeah.
I don't. I just keep it on the minute. Ooh, breaking down.
Yeah, it's going down.
That's really too bad. It couldn't come up and tap us in at first.
Yeah.
But you know what? This could be the new area of sell. Like if this breaks down again, I'm taking a sell at that point.
Yeah. No, but I think I'm gonna be heading off, guys, for tomorrow's birthday stream.
Right. Awesome.
All right,
Thanks
guys.
for joining.
No, man. No, I actually did learn a lot. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
All right, take care.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Take care.
See ya.
Good day.
See ya.
Close it, close it.
Hmm.
Let's see, let's see.
Yeah, so not quite the structure I was looking for today.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean, either.
this was a good looking trade, honestly. It's too bad it didn't work out. But now, I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's getting later in the day, and this could be our next range. If it breaks down, then I'm moving my order to down here.
Yeah, I just put the volume there. There's a lot of money there.
How's it looking?
If it breaks down, which I think it might, we can come back up, grab it in there, take it down. That'll be the last move for the day for me.
Mm.
Right, guys, I need to shoot. Thanks, Winston.
Yeah, no problem.
Take care.
Look forward to tomorrow.
For sure. For
Cool,
sure.
guys.
Have a
Take
good
care.
day, bro.
Take it
Take
easy.
care.
You too. You too. Bye-bye.
We could be seeing some downside inducement right here.
Yeah.
Then again, it could work. Like this is, I don't know, this is a risk entry if you ask me, if you're gonna take a buy out of here, because like price is floating around. We'll have to see what happens.
Let's see.
I'd like to see it break below just so we could look to,
Yeah, look
Take
to
a
get another
sell.
sell.
yep. But
Who knows? But if it does, like right now, we can just still consider it equal lows. That's going to be ran through, like Dion always says. So we could still possibly play off that range.
right. Yeah, that is it. So it did form an equal low. It might just shoot down now. If we break this, I'm positive that we could potentially get a sell in this
Yeah.
area. It's too bad the first one didn't work out, right?
Gosh, oh my gosh, that would have been so nice.
Yeah. Because that would have been a nice like 1 to 6. Like
Yeah.
if it came up like that, sold off, and then maybe shot back up to here, but I wouldn't have taken it. There's no way I'm taking a trade out of here. Like there's just nothing there.
1 second.
As nice as it would have been a 1 to 9, over 1 to 9 so far, but
Yeah.
we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Lower high formed right here. I mean, it's looking like if we could just break even a little bit below here,
Yeah, then it's green.
take it down. Yeah. Yeah, so it looks like it is forming inducement at here. I really just want to see it break below. Too bad if it doesn't, but
Yeah. Let's see. I think it's gonna break down.
yeah. And if it does, we know where to take the sell. So, or at least look for one. I don't know. It is getting later in the day though. Did it break down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Okay. Well,
Let's see now.
yeah. Okay. Now we definitely have the downward bias. So you know what I'm going to do? I already have my limit order set. Let me see here.
So yours at 408, I'm guessing. Let me see.
I haven't moved mine yet. This range right there. 416.
Oh, okay. 16.
There we go. It's set on FTMO. Then on my live, I'll move it down.
Surprised how hard it just tanked from yesterday.
Right.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, now we got like this looks even better. That's gonna be the place we're gonna take the sell from. I'm tired. I'll be right back, guys. Let me get my glasses.
Yeah.
Damn, if only it was like 9 a.m. right now. Oh well.
Right? Yeah. Sorry, I thought my thing wasn't muted, but yeah.
Very good. Damn, I just realized if I had kept my trade open from yesterday, it just now would have passed the FTMO challenge.
Man, if I actually just set up that doji on the 5-minute earlier, that would have been 40 pips with a 10 lot. That would have been $4,000. I would have been like halfway through this thing.
Yeah. Well, how much more time do you have left?
Well, I got 3 weeks. I'm only like 5 days now. Got a lot
Oh,
of time.
okay. Yeah, this is my second day, so I'm still at I still have 600 of profit. Like I'm chilling.
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just risking 100 a trade, man, until two.
Yeah, I told myself that too. Like I can't be trying to get it done in one shot. Yeah, I got 10 minimum days, and after
Yeah.
this, like second, third week, I can put more emphasis on it if it's not there.
Right.
On the 1 minute, it looks like it reacted off something. So
Did. Yeah. We could see it come all the way back up, hopefully tap us in, and then I would take this down to this low, which is
Yeah.
a 1 to 12.5. Like if we can catch that, that's fucking sweet.
yeah. Where price is right now, there's a lot of money there. So I don't know if it's just mitigating out of there or if it's going to continue to push through.
We'll see. I don't really see any other POI where I would take a sell rather than the top of this range, like playing it safe.
Yeah. Man, I just can't wait to get this. Is this still recording?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I could honestly stop it at any time because pretty much everyone left. So
Yeah, so I was one. So I thought it wasn't recorded.
yeah, I will stop it. Thanks for watching, everyone.
I'm still on here. If Brandon's still on here, we can just three of us just watch this, see what happens.
I'm just gonna stop the recording.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for watching, everyone.